A list of the topics, themes, and subject matter featured in this episode has been included in the video description. Season of Dimension 20, Cloudward Ho! I'm your humble dungeon master, Brentley Mulligan. With me, as always, are our intrepid heroes. Say hi, intrepid heroes.
Hi, intrepid heroes.
Or should I say sky intrepid heroes?
Oh! Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
Or should I say?
I heard Murph rehearsing that in the parking lot. Right?
He said it in the
Real
car
quick,
the entire way.
I just want to be clear, I'm Murph this season. Murph is whoever Murph decides Murph wants to be.
Brian.
Well, I'm the guy who does.
Brian. Brian is your Murph.
I'm Murph.
I'm Brian. I do puns. I'm the sky
For
guy.
the love of God, Murph, go back to being Murph, all right? I relinquish you.
Yeah. We return for another thrilling season of Dimension 20 to a brand new, never-before-seen world. The world of Gath, a world of high-flying stunts and wild adventure into parts unknown, chasing that courage at horizon's edge. It's Cloudward Ho! We're doing steampunk. Our adventure.
Is that Cloudward Ho?
Cloudward Ho.
Cloudward, comma.
Cloudward Ho.
Cloudward, comma, ho.
You got to give Bridgman something for the vertical. I bring you now to the world of Gath, a world of machine wonder and machine peril, a world of innovation, technology, and progress. Progress with a sort of, this kind of feel to it.
Yeah, dude.
And you see before you now a flickering of film going past. And before you see... Coming out live, this is coming to you live now from Hicklebottom Ridge in New Pilby. For all those folks at home, welcome to a newsreel bringing you to the flight of the Zephyr, that famed dirigible created by the one, the only, Professor Comfrey McCloud. We see a gorgeous, daring adventurer, a 60-year-old, experienced, veteran wind rider, Professor Comfrey McCloud, the inventor of the world's first normal air balloon. A balloon that freezes the air around the outside of the balloon, creating normal air much hotter by comparison to the cold air around it, creating freodynamic lift. Flickering through the newsreel, Comfrey looks directly to the camera. Welcome, all you watching at home, to the Hotel Ipswich, where we're having our annual meeting of the Wind Rider Society, those daring aeronauts that have the grit it takes to jump into the sky itself and seek adventure. Oh, and what's this coming over the horizon? Why, it's none other than the ship's bosun, Van Chapman! Siobhan, please describe your character appearing in the newsreel.
Hello, my name is Van Chapman. I'm 6 foot tall and absolutely rippling with very real, very strong muscles. I come from an old sailing family and you can smell it in my breath.
Yeah, dude.
Van Chapman's been flying with the professor since her very first flight, all the way back in her kitchen when first freodynamic lift was invented. Say there, Van, what separates a sailor from a landlubber?
Oh, bravery, panache, a certain je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi, you heard it here first, folks. And what do we got ready to go off the gangplank? What sort of stores and provisions can your fine sky sailors be looking for?
Oh, we got biscuits, we got dry tack, we got jerky, we got those tiny little dried fruits that nobody likes.
You see the camera pans as slowly as an old-timey camera can to a crew that says, "Hooray, fruit snacks." And who's this bounding over the bridge of this skyward vessel? Why, it's none other than the kid herself, Maya Yankova!
Emily, who do we see bounding across the bridge of the Zephyr?
Maria Yankova is wearing a beautiful silk pirate shirt with a tactical corset, and she is the youngest girl on the ship. And she is from Scrap, Sylvania, a little island of scrap metal in the ocean, but right now she lives in the sky.
You see that Comfrey comes across the deck and says,
Look alive, kid!
and tosses you a big rolled up map of different sky currents
I
and star
take out
charts.
my blunderbuss and shoot it.
Holy moly! Looks like we're gonna have to wing this one.
Man, you see, they looks over and says,
Maria, tell something to the camera. Is it true that you're the youngest pilot in Windrider Society history?
It is not only true, it is also hard to believe.
And I wink with both eyes, and then I try to shoot the camera with the gun.
Get out of here, spy!
you see Comfrey goes,
They're not spies, they're reporters! They're journalists, kid!
and you see, she looks over and says,
Sorry about that. Looks like the kid blew the leg off your tripod. Ay, ay, ay.
she comes over to the reporter and says,
Now that kid is the scrappiest kid from Scrap, Sylvania I've ever met, and that's saying more than one thing.
What did you say about me?
Make my day.
pow! And she blasts the blunderbuss out of you. And you see one of the reporters off thing just goes,
Good God.
you see that the newsreel reporter turns over and says,
For ports unknown, it's important to have someone that can get you through the bad and the good, through the city landscapes that are choked by smog, a wonderful smog of industry. We love the smog. And also through wilderness unknown. That's where we meet Montgomery La Montgomery.
Lou, please describe your character for us.
A young man, broad-shouldered, big chest, just a mustache at this time, and a small afro, with like the bone of some kind of animal just dragging a large Bowie knife across it.
What'd you say there?
See, it says,
Montgomery La Montgomery. They say you're a regular mountain man. A fellow who knows the wilderness, a ranger and expert guide through lands unknown.
Every man is a mountain man. If he only asks himself from whence he came. It exists within everyone. You, me, everyone at home. But should they ask of themselves to return to where they were truly born, they will know Gath and her name.
Wow.
and looks over and you see the cameraman is sobbing hard. You see the reporter says,
Move the camera, follow the action. I can't.
and you see an enormous moose comes out of the ocean, approaching the ship. And you see, he goes,
My God, are moose even native to this region? Where's this creature coming from?
Clive! Clive, it's good to see you.
you see, he says,
Montgomery, you know this beast?
Very well.
you see Clive comes up to you, bows his head, and in bowing his head, communicates some secret missive to you that only you hear in this moment.
Mr. Montgomery, there's a rumor that you can speak to beasts. Is it true? What's Clive telling you? What was he doing in the ocean? That's far out ocean. We're not even near an island.
I don't know. It's just a moose.
You see,
Speak to beast? That's not something I can do.
Oh, very well. Well,
Just a man. It will be done, Clive.
you see, Clive returns to the ocean from whence he came, and you see, it looks over and says,
well, as daring as that is, wherever daring goes, danger's sure to follow. And that's where we meet, perhaps, the most wanted man in Pilby, Daisuke Bucklesby.
and the camera moves over. Zach, please describe your character for us.
I guess sort of just hanging off the side of the ship, drinking a little flask of whiskey, noticing the camera, just realizing he might get in trouble, goes, whoops, drops it off the side.
Complaint! Ow! You see the reporter looks over and says,
Mr. Bucklesby, you found yourself in the honest employ of Professor McLeod. Rumor has it that there may be a little bit of sky romance unfolding on the ship.
and you see that Comfrey walks over and cocks her head looking at you.
Hey,
I don't kiss and tell, baby.
You see, Comfrey looks at the camera and says,
What'd you call him? The most wanted man in Pilby? I'll say meow.
His shirt just does that thing like a cartoon does. Excuse me.
you see looking over at you and saying,
After a life as a notorious outlaw, is there anything that troubles you about the work of scientists and academics? Seems like a strange bridge between the element of those who have engaged in dangerous activity and those that would seek to further academic exploration and insight. Have you truly put your wild ways behind you, Mr. Bucklesby?
I would say that in many ways I am very reformed. Right now, I'm just here on the ship, experiencing life as it comes at me, and maybe I'll learn a thing or two.
you see that Comfrey elbows you and smiles, looks at the camera and says,
Besides, when you've broken the law of gravity, what's a little misdemeanor between friends?
Shoot the other leg off the camera.
God, you see the
You
camera.
got the spy!
Spy!
That's right, this crew of daredevil wind riders will soon take to the sky for ports unknown in Professor Comfrey McLeod's latest expedition off into the uncharted sky. And for those of you watching, all of these various adventurers and wind riders, Haunch Saxon, Silvio Dufresne.
You see a man with a sort of like wicked mustache and enormous rifle goes,
I'm Silvio Dufresne.
and you see that the camera whips away from him after saying that one thing. And you see it says,
And all of this made possible by a generous donation from the Gotch Family Foundation. That old eccentric and mastermind benefactor, Cad Switch Gotch.
and turns to Comfrey shaking hands with this very eccentric looking epauletted banker, enormous like multi-pronged mustache looking out and saying,
Cad Switch Gotch. The Gotch family for time immemorial has been more than happy to bankroll the eccentric, ill-advised, and unusual. And I couldn't be more proud to be here for another launch day with my... Oh, Maxwell, come back here!
Murph, please describe your character.
You see a little boy in a perfect three-piece suit with a perfect middle part. Kind of wears similar to like what his grandfather's wearing, and just walks up and goes,
Everyone here works for my grandfather.
You see, he looks at your grandfather Niels and says,
Works with your grandfather, young Maxwell. It is an honor and a privilege for us to fund these adventures. All of these people will change the world forever while we stay on the ground. We will not go on the adventure. We will stay on the ground. And our joy comes from bankrolling the adventure and funding the adventure. And that is the joy of the Gotch family. Do you understand?
Lad, jump on my back and I'll show you the balloons.
I'm supposed to stay on the ground, I've been told. My boy Maxwell is as obedient as he is well dressed.
you see that Comfrey looks out. You see that she says,
And you going on this fabulous expedition aboard the Zephyr, your ship of legend, is that changed at all now that you are, in fact, and you don't have to tell us your age, a grandmother?
and you see Comfrey goes,
I do this not only for myself, my crew, and my children, but now for my beautiful grandchild.
Allie, please describe your character who is currently swaddled.
Oh my gosh. I'm a little baby.
Little baby. You see Comfrey goes,
Oh, there's so many kinds.
you see
How
Comfrey looks,
bright red are you?
Like, what are you into?
Bright red. And I'm just chilling. I'm one of the chill babies.
What are you
Um,
eating these
Very
days?
cool.
you see that
Milk.
Comfrey looks at you and says,
Oh, my sweet little baby. One day you too will take to the sky.
I start pissing up into the air.
Hey-oh! Scott,
Cloudward bound already! Hey-oh!
And I'm laughing while pissing. It's just flying up into the air.
and you say, as you piss all over the ship, you say that Comfrey says,
You know, we never did have the ship formally baptized. There you go, kiddo.
and looking out, the newsreel sort of concludes as the crew gathers on the deck of the ship for a big photo, one of those light bulb exploding photos. And the newsreel looks over and says,
Well, with another daring expedition in hand, is it true, Professor McLeod, would you say that as far as this goes and your fantastic crew, that the sky's the limit?
she looks and says,
The limit? The sky's just the beginning.
And we fade from the newsreel to the drawing room of the Gotch family manor as a 29-year-old Maxwell Gotch, along with the rest of his 6 brothers and his father, behold Ouroboros Codswallop, your family's personal accountant.
The Gotch family is ruined. Utterly ruined. Utterly devastated. Financial. Well, let me speak more surgically.
Yes.
A fiduciary apocalypse has occurred.
I know you're not a doctor, but do you need some kind of bedside manner or something? What are the numbers?
What? The numbers? Bad. Top to bottom, tip to top. Bad, bad, bad. I will go over. Professor McCloud, under the best of conditions, at the height of the Windrider Society.
And underneath, we see that indeed more than 20 years has passed. A little date goes up on the bottom. The year in that newsreel was 1363, and this is 1382 in the world of Gaff. You see that Codswallop says,
Professor McCloud, at the height of her acumen and power, was at best a roll of the dice. Her expeditions was often ended in flammable explosions or perhaps advancements in the name of science that were impossible or challenging to monetize. Your late grandfather saw fit to invest heavily in Professor McCloud, who over the past 10 years was seen to frequent opium dens with idle aristocrats, fancifully wondering aloud as to the existence of the fabled continent of Zood, which your grandfather saw fit to bankroll numerous expeditions in search of this lost and fabled continent, all of which came up bust, kablooey. Croupier extends the wand and pulls the chips in. Short to say, you gotches...
Short to say?
You gotches have got one right in the gooch, is what I would say.
You see, your father sort of steeples his fingers, looking out over the family that is gathered here. A severe and stern man, your father, Longspot Gotch, looks out and says,
My father was ever a whimsical, dreamy type. He believed that the role of the Gotch family was to invest in 100 different eccentrics, seeing their art and science made, if it was never profitable, at least advancing the human project. However, on that 100th, perhaps some moonshot project would see the family not completely ruined. That, however, is not the path of fiduciary responsibility. I have seen fit to put all 7 of my sons through expensive private university. And as such, more reasonable and pragmatic endeavors have been my role to invest in. You know, property, slow accruing interest yielding over financial instruments. What's that, Maxwell?
If I might, slow accruing interest, I would say we don't know what happened to Professor McCloud, so I would say the trip to Zood was not necessarily a bust. It perhaps we can think of it as an investment.
Mr. Codswallop looks out and says,
What?
It is, on an insurance level, a total loss. And it seems highly likely that Professor McCloud, for all legal purposes, is missing, presumed dead. And all that remains to do now, as the end of the fiscal year approaches, is to try to limit the loss as much as possible. Professor McCloud is in all likelihood dead, and unless we find a way to trawl the ocean for her body.
Father, that isn't interesting. We could search the ocean for her.
You see, he looks and says, Mr. Codswallow, how much would it cost to trawl the ocean? Conservatively. A light trawl.
Not the whole ocean. We can look at where we think Zood might be, Father. You don't have to do this in front of Codswallow again.
You see, your brother Hatwell turns to you and says, look for Zood? I think we're trying to look for Comfrey, aren't we, Maxwell? Or do you fancy yourself an aeronaut? Do you fancy yourself an adventurer?
Well, if the professor hasn't come back yet, I would assume that she's in Zood. So, 2 birds, 1 stone.
You'd assume she's in Zood rather than dead, after all the other expeditions.
Shut up, Hatwell. You have a stupid name.
And he points and looks at his father. And you see that your father says, don't call Hatwell's name stupid. Your name's Maxwell. That's 2 letters from Hatwell. That's so close to Hatwell.
You would think Hatwell would be the 7th, but Maxwell is somehow at the end of the line.
You see that your father says, Maxwell, you are my 7th son. And I've seen fit to send all of you to prestigious private universities.
And yet I'm the only one with intellectual curiosity.
You're also the only one with strange bruises on your knuckles. What are you doing at Revington? What are you doing, Maxwell? Are you studying?
It's athletics, Father.
Sort of athletics that leaves scabs on your knuckles? I think that you've been dawdling and lollygagging, and I think you're a rowdy. I think you're being a rowdy.
How dare you? A rowdy?
You see that your oldest brother, Samuel, looks at your father and says, don't call him a rowdy, father. Not a rowdy.
Samuel's always so reasonable. You see, I hold my hands out like I'm going to take my gloves off, and then I think better of it. You're not worth it, Father.
You see, Ouroboros Codswallow says, holy moly. I almost
called me rowdy.
Look, rowdy or otherwise, the Gotch family is in extreme financial jeopardy. Multiple loans and grants and financial instruments were leveraged to finance the presumably late, really probably very late Professor McCloud. However, all of this is collateral, but it must be reclaimed. Professor McCloud had laboratories full of research, all of which can be auctioned to help mitigate the loss. There are a number of important places to go to, and you see that he begins to go through different laboratories and places that McCloud's research could basically be repossessed by your family. And you see your father says, at the very least, we can always sell the original Zephyr. It's obsolete at this point, but perhaps as an item of sentimentality, are there collectors that think a relic of a bygone...
Us? Father? Us?
Max?
We would be sentimental to us. Our father put our name in the sky.
You see, he says, and how much can you get for having your name in the sky, Maxwell? How much can you take out? Can I go to the bank? Can I go to the Bankers Guild of the Confederated Imperial Republic and say, isn't it lovely that my family put our name in the sky? That and an imperial mark can get you a ride on the smog train, okay? I don't think so. I've had quite enough out of you, Maxwell. Look. We're going to sell the original Zephyr. It's an old hunk of junk anyway, and McCloud hadn't flown it in years. And I'm gonna need all of you to go to these and reclaim it. As he goes over with Ouroboros all the different locations that have reclaimable material goods that you can go get to help mitigate this enormous loss, as you're looking out, go ahead and give me an investigation check or perception, your choice.
Okay, cool. Both are not great. Nat 20.
Wow. Nat fucking 20. First roll. First fucking roll.
Brand new Murph. Brand new
It's all
Murph.
new, guaranteed. Never rolling lower
Mav's
than
rolling
Nat 20.
bad, but Brian's rolling good.
Hey, there it is.
Oh my God,
we
Brian's
gotta-
rolling so
No, he's back to being
well.
Murph.
I'm
Much
gonna
respect to
leave if we
Brian.
keep calling him the B word.
So you look on a nat 20. I'm gonna give you more than I even had in the scene.
Wow.
You look and see something that everyone else in your family has missed because unlike your grandfather, they are not true believers.
You fool.
You see that document of all the various deeds and belongings. You see there is a very small, dog-eared, like coffee cup ring-stained deed that looks like a small farm. And it doesn't appear to have any scientific stuff in it, so your family's not spending a lot of time. As your father is sort of assigning brothers to go out and he's like, Samuel, you shall go to her main laboratory in Eisengeist. In the Kabylian Isles, I believe she also had a small research lab, and I think, Hatwell, you would do. On that document, in the coffee stain is a small little mark that looks like it's almost part of the coffee stain, but you recognize it as part of the Wind Riders Society Cog Scout Club. From childhood, you had like a little decoder ring.
Yeah.
There's a symbol on it that means there's invisible ink on there.
Oh.
There is also the business of the MacLeod family farm, which is located in Pilby. It is actually the domicile of Hutch MacLeod, the son of the professor. But I believe there's no scientific business there. Hutch and his wife, Artemisia, live there. And you see that your father says, yes, Hutch. I believe he's estranged. He lives there with his wife and son. And you see that Ouroboros Coswallop says, daughter, with Comfrey's granddaughter. And you see that your father says, oh, very well, congratulations to the young lady. And you see that Codswallop looks over and says, there on the farm, I believe, technically you can repossess it. They are Pilbian sovereign citizens. They are of a political ideology ascribed to the notion that laws can only be created by individuals, and that any consensus form of lawmaking is de facto tyranny. They are well-armed, extremely loud, and very opinionated.
So then we'll leave them be.
You see your father says, or perhaps you can go and repossess them with your...
You would turn your son into a repo man?
I have turned all my sons into repo men. It is the highest blessing I have bestowed on my 7 beautiful boys. My 7 boys whose names all end in well.
I punch Hatwell.
Hatwell goes, no! He flies off his chair. You see Samuel goes, Max,
Sorry, Samuel.
let's be reasonable.
It's always so reasonable.
You see your father says, Samwell, Blainewell, Roywell, Hatwell, Wheelwell, Johnwell.
I'm going after Hatwell when Wheelwell was around.
Wheelwell's solid.
You see, Wheelwell says, I'm going to the South Pole.
So solid.
So many rich voices.
Wheelwell's fun. Leave him alone.
You see your father says, yes, I think that we'll get Captain Lauderdale to acquire a Karakamachi blimp, and I think he'll be going to Pilby to pay the MacLeods Jr. a little visit. And maybe then you can learn something about, and well, maybe then you can learn
My father.
Or I can go to Revington and see how much of a rowdy you've been.
Don't call me rowdy.
You see that Samuel gets up and says, don't call him a rowdy again! And starts crying.
So reasonable, and you've made him cry.
Samuel, I apologize. In my distaste for rowdiness, I fear I have become rowdy.
You know what? I am a rowdy. I think we could all afford to be a little bit more rowdy around here.
Wheelwell barfs.
I'm sorry, Wheelwell.
I feel sick. I can't go to the South Pole.
That's fine. Wheelwell, you can roll with me.
You see, Wheelwell says, okay, I'll come with you.
Good.
You see that your father says, see to it that you take that farm off their hands. Let them know that we're coming to repossess everything. I'll squeeze every penny out of the late MacLeod if I have to get this family back in the black.
As you wish, Father.
He hands you that little coffee-stained deed to the MacLeod farm in Pilby with that little symbol that only you saw in a nat 20. You see that Ouroboros stands up, looks out. He looks over at you, Maxwell, nods and says, "All the best to you, young Maxwell." Looks to your father and says, "We should speak. These financial instruments must be leveraged soon. We've had a missive from the Ministry of Deranged Science. Lord Kensington Cosgrove Murdershire is looking for a closure on the deed." And you see, he says, "Murdershire? That devil. Was he working with MacLeod at the end?" "I'm afraid he was." Talk about a rowdy. That guy gives me the heebie-jeebies. And they walk off, and we emerge from the Gotch Manor, headed towards Pilby. Murph, on your route to Pilby, is there anything you do? You have a Gotch family kind of courier crew. These are technically aeronauts, but the age of the Wind Riders has faded in the world of Gath. These are people trained with established maps of sky currents that know how to make commercial runs and corporate zeppelins, with all of the whimsy of routine stops, the skyports towering over warehouses and places of business. Is there anything you do traveling? And I assume Wheelwell comes with you.
Wheelwell can come, yes. Wheelwell will come, of course.
Wheelwell can come.
I guess, is there like a captain of the...
Captain Miriam Dotterdale, a square-jawed woman with a tight bun, a company uniform of the Karakamachi Blimp Company. You see that Captain Dotterdale comes up and says, "Master Gotch, pleasure."
Captain, we'll be heading to the MacLeod farm. My father insisted that we take the Zephyr.
The Zephyr? Not...
Yes.
We've been told to acquire a Karakamachi Blimp.
Wheelwell, back me up here. You heard...
Give me a persuasion to get Wheelwell on your side.
Come on.
I have a +7, theoretically. I should do
We'll call it 20. DC 20 gets Wheelwell on board.
Never should have said you were rowdy.
21! You see, Wheelwell says, "I'm sorry, Captain Dotterdale. There's been a bit of a mix-em-up. I was supposed to go to the South Pole in the Zephyr, and then I got sick in the drawing. So now we're taking the Zephyr to Pilby."
I can just tell he's so hot.
We will so solid. He's got so solid, Wheelwell. Thank you.
Crusted.
You see that the captain says, "Very well, we'll try to get the Zephyr skyworthy as fast as possible. May I say, it's actually quite an honor. All of us on the crew, the Gotch family couriers, we're all enormous fans of the Gotch family legacy, and to fly the Zephyr would be a dream come true. So I'm glad to hear
Good.
it."
Yes. Why don't we get a bit rowdy, huh?
What?
Let's get a bit rowdy. That's all right. It's all right. We'll work on it.
Wheelwell goes, "Oh, what biological function was that? What happened in her body?" And you see that you head to the Zephyr, which is like fully dry docked, and you can see all these things are like stickered on it for like sale and all the things.
Start ripping them down.
And yeah, we see the Zephyr, this gorgeous, it is a piece of living history, still skyworthy. The Zephyr bears the marks of its own history. What started as one of the very first flying vessels, only 3 years after the initial test of freodynamic lift, is the ship of adventure, that ship that as a 9-year-old you watched take to the sky with legends like Van Chapman and Monty Montgomery, Marya Yonkova, and Daisuke fucking Bucklesby, all the crew, the original Wind Riders. Now you get you and Wheelwell.
I hesitantly step on the ship, knowing that I'm technically supposed to stay on the ground. Oh.
All right.
Sky sailors, quick's the word and sharp's the action. Let's get the Zephyr in the air. We'll be in Pilby before tomorrow night, Master Gotch. And with that, you take to the sky, and we see sandy red ravines and a tumbleweed tumbling past another tumbleweed, chasing a smaller tumbleweed. As they move through the rocky canyons and up on a fairy chimney, I'd love, Allie, for you to go ahead and describe Olethra McLeod.
Yes. Olethra McLeod is a 20-year-old girl. She's very, like, clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose, corn-fed. She's extremely into the adventuring legacy of her family, but in this way where when you have, like, a wild grandma, you have a really, like, straight-laced dad. Like, it, like, skips a generation. So it's like my grandma was totally crazy, but my parents are all about safety, all about security, and I am just like desperate for more little tidbits. And I cannot believe that I got to live that life, but I was just a baby, so I don't have any of the memories.
You are up at the top of a little ramshackle shed on top of a fairy chimney, which is one of those stone stacks. Your farm is in the lee of this massive like ravine wall. It's too dusty and dry up top, but here in the gulch, there's like a little stream and water, and you can kind of grow things down here. There's like a weird little weather vane. It's very rusty folk science out here, way out in the desert. Walking through, a man with an enormous beard, saucepan helmet, like one strap of an overall comes out. This is your father, Hutch McLeod. Olethra! You let the guinea fowl out of the hut, so you're feeding me.
Shit. I was like whittling little pieces for this kind of like hut that I like to hang out in, and I get out. I live in this big mech suit. I have kind of almost like a tree house in this like old mech, and I come out and I'm like, sorry, Dad, sorry.
Are you fiddling with that old hunk of junk up there?
Yes, yeah, it's nothing though. I'll gather all the guinea fowl, and I grab a big lasso.
Yes. All right, that thing stinks more than a prospect of britches. I don't want you messing with that. Go ahead and get this guinea fowl. You hear an enormous and an 8-foot tall guinea fowl like comes roaring ostrich-sized. All right, you know how it works. Get the alpha and get him back in there.
I always go for the alpha. Yeah! And I try to lasso it.
Oh, give me an attack roll.
Oh, great. Okay. Ooh, that is a 21.
21. You got one right around the head of the alpha.
Yeah!
Oh, this like enormous, like
easy girl.
Nestles up against you. As you bring the guinea fowl in, it sort of puts its arm next to you. Looking up at the mech, we see this gorgeous, like, sort of like combat suit apparatus thing that nevertheless probably is, out here like with a little pot or a thing, like growing a plant next to it. It's just been sitting here for so long, kind of tarped by the side, and your sort of paraphernalia around it. I think we also maybe see some like dime novels around. What do you think is what's the first dime novel we see? Like, is there a title on it
Yes.
outside that first one?
Well, obviously it's a Montgomery La Montgomery, and it is a strange foe at Ono Plateau.
Wait, Lou, what's the cover illustration of a strange foe at Ono Plateau?
It's 4 figures, Monty, Captain Junker, Pappy, and Van, all with this kind of big 8-foot tall shadowy figure that's kind of reaching between two, kind of like a mix between a palm and a fern tree, kind of on a small inlet, surrounded by water.
Everyone go ahead. Zach, you're giving me the face. Everyone give me the face on the cover.
So damn good.
So damn
good.
You get this guinea fowl in, looking up at this gorgeous mech suit, and you see it has that mark on it, the mark of McLeod, one of your grandmother's hand-built inventions. Father says, "Thanks, Olethra. I hate to yell at you about messing with that thing.
Dad, I just hang out up there. I have like a bunch of, I do homework up there. It's just a cool place to hang out.
It's just, I know you're not a kid anymore. I just want you to be happy. There's a lot of adventure, living a free life out here in the desert. Waking up and not having anyone tell you what to do. You don't go near other people. I get to do whatever I want as long as I don't go anywhere.
Oh, yeah. I know that's important to you. I just think I might one day want to go somewhere.
Breaking my heart.
Your mother, Artemisia, comes out.
Alethra?
You see Hutch goes,
Dad, I might come back.
No, she never did. Or not often. Not very often.
Grandma?
Yeah. It's not like you just see the Zephyr flying in any given night.
The Zephyr begins to fly in.
Oh my God! It's her! I take the lasso off of the guinea fowl and I try to make it fly up to the Zephyr. Go!
All right. We're gonna roll to see if the guinea fowl, which is a flightless bird.
Yeah. I know.
Okay, 14. A valiant effort, begins to scramble up a wall. Tries to get up there.
Captain, I think that bird means to attack us.
You see the captain looks down and says, Master Gulch, I recommend that we actually don't park anywhere near we should probably head over to Gulch Canyon where there's a skyport and a refueling station. But we can get a car offloaded and escort you and your brother to the McLeod farm.
Right. Wheelwell should stay on the ship.
Maxwell, I got sick again.
Yes, you did, Wheelwell.
So hot.
God, he's so hot. You can just tell.
A little bit of vomit on his chin, though.
It's like a Kennedy who just barfed.
He has these gorgeous, like pearly upper teeth, and then the bottom teeth are a little bit gnarly.
I get sick a lot.
I know, that's why I think you should guard the ship.
I'll guard the ship with my very life. And after.
Oh, no.
You ever realize that you're gonna have to play a guy for 20 episodes?
You're in the adventuring party.
And the only thing you knew about this dude was his name was Wheelwell.
And he throws up and he sounds like that.
Sounds like that. And he thought he was going to the
And
south.
some people think he's hot.
Everyone
Hey, I'm
thinks
doing
he's
you a
hot.
solid. I'm leaving him on the ship. I can bring him.
Everyone's got to admit, Wheelwell is fucking sexy.
Is
Maxwell
so
thinks
sexy.
he should bring his hot brother, if that would be helpful or not. No, I think not.
So you,
Can I also look at the invisible ink?
yes,
Yeah.
on that nat 20, you go out, and I think, honestly, you go into the captain's quarters, and in the back of a copy of A Strange Foe at Oh No Plateau is the decoder cipher for Invisible Ink. It got published by the Windwriter Society. You hold it up to a flame and see that it's very easy lemon juice on the parchment, and you look through. It goes prototype radio frequency, aught pi omega. And you see those symbols in a row. And it just says that on the deed to the McLeod family farm. Wheelwell turns to you at this moment and goes, I'll stand guard the ship. And you see that Captain Miriam looks.
He just goes in so hot. He comes in at a 10.
He goes in.
Solid. I said he was solid.
He's solid. Wheelwell's solid. That's the one thing we know about
He is
Wheelwell.
solid.
Is how solid.
He's
He's so sick, so solid.
So sick, so solid.
He's a
I
little
love it.
playful when he's not feeling sick.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Just get him some Dramamine. We'll...
Yeah.
So as you head over to Gulch Canyon, which is the nearest town to the McLeod family farm, and it's still like a 2-hour drive by motor carriage to the farm. It's like the McLeods are way the fuck out there. But the Zeppelin heads over to Gulch Canyon. As you exit Gulch Canyon, this is a rowdy town for a rowdy fella. As you look around, give me a perception check with advantage.
So good. Cooking. I don't have great perception though, so that's just a 19.
As the motor.
Well, I was all excited because I rolled a 19.
Damn,
and an 18,
Brian, you're
which
killing
is-
it.
I'm really gonna leave if you keep saying the B word.
Captain.
I'm gonna
You're
pull a
looking at
wheel well
Uber?
and spit out.
A little milk you've been drinking, you're just gonna spit it out.
Captain Daughterdale looks and says, Corporal Palaximus and Corporal Diaz will be escorting you in the motor carriage.
All right.
And you see that these two sky sailors both salute, looking sharp. So there's like two brawny women who are wearing the sort of red and blue of the Gotch family. Get into this motor carriage and head out. On that 19 perception, as you're getting off the ramp, as they're like cranking the motor carriage to get started up, you smell sweat in mustaches, smell of blood on canvas, cheers and roars, people clapping, money trading hands, strong men with broad shoulders, their shirtless bodies, fists up. You can smell the smell of gentlemanly sport. And you feel for a moment the stitching of your coat almost like swell in this moment.
I start to reach for the oil, then I tuck it back. I keep my gloves on.
Gulch Canyon seems like a fun town.
Damn, gotcha.
And you get in the carriage and head off. As the carriage approaches Olethra, this is honestly like hours later, you see that your dad is in a full desert ghillie suit, a 8-foot rifle mounted on the top of his house. He says, Artemisia, send up the flare when you see the headlights and I'll take out the driver.
Keep the engine cranked.
Dad, don't shoot Grandma.
Okay, all right.
You gotta make sure it's not Grandma.
Okay.
Okay.
You lead an advance party. I'm not talking to these people. Anyone coming out of the McLeod farm, hell, it is the Zephyr, though. All right. If it's comfort, tell her I'm not here. Tell her I got caught in the tar pit.
Okay, I'll tell her you got caught in another tar pit. I'm on the guinea fowl again. Girl, we're going.
Motor carriage arrives. Murph, go ahead actually and describe your character as a 29-year-old as Olethra sees you for the first time.
Maxwell gets out of the car. He's wearing a full 3-piece burgundy suit. Still has the perfect center part and has the twirling old-timey mustache. Very broad-shouldered, clearly some type of athlete under all of that suit. But gets out and is trying to keep his composure, but is looking in all directions for danger.
As you get out, you see again this ramshackle, corrugated tin roof, rust. There's a million projects out in the sort of yard of the farm that are either art, weapons, or ruined structures. And Olethra, you look and do not see Comfrey in the car.
Can I tell where they're from, or is there anything kind of identifiable about them, or it's just...
I think the uniforms, even at night, you recognize the Gotch family colors.
Okay. I'm on the guinea fowl and I race up, I think.
Incredible. Guinea fowl, so riding an enormous...
Easy, girl.
Riding an enormous guinea fowl, you see a young woman, Olethra McLeod, comes up.
I do that thing. The way that I dismount from the guinea fowl is I let it keep running full speed and I jump off and I land. Like a moving landing.
You land, guinea fowl tears off out of the canyon towards the horizon.
Easy, girl.
Is that your mount?
That's
It's
my...
gone.
Yes. Oh, she'll come back.
I am Maxwell Gotch. Are you from the McLeod family?
Olethra McLeod, great to meet you.
You must be Comfrey's granddaughter.
Yes, that's me. Is Comfrey with you?
No.
Take the shot! Bow, bow, bow!
I'm like, we're creating a barricade. Dad! No, look. She's not here, but it's okay. It's okay.
You see, popping out of a sort of rainwater barrel, completely drenched, but covered in sort of like silicone-covered grenades, is Artemisia. She has a pin to a vest covered in grenades and says, "It is illegal for you to look at me. I am a sovereign citizen. This is our property. You have committed an act of war, Article 5, Section 2.
Of what?
The thing we wrote ourselves. They're gonna kill you.
Oh, right,
Hey, you have a second. What are you doing here?
Yes, I just wanted to talk. I actually wanted to just sort of confirm your reality.
Quick.
I have the deed to your place, so just wanted to sort of.
Are you from the bank?
No, no, I dislike the bank. The bank's always trying to come to me and take my money.
Keep talking.
The bank comes to me and they try to get me, but they can't because I live in a free country. You're doing so good. And if they want to take my money, they can take these fists. And then I reveal the bruised fist.
Give me persuasion with advantage.
Oh my God.
Oh, nat 20! Yes!
Yes!
Who is he?
Who is he?
Yes.
You see that Hutch stands up in the ghillie suit, perfectly concealed, and says, "You got scabs on your knuckles, kid, and got hair on your chest. I like that. Artemisia, put on some coffee, put some drugs in it. Out here, we're in charge of what goes in our bodies. My daughter's in charge of her gender. We're in charge of making bombs. And I kill everyone from any bank. We believe in freedom, all right? We are Pilbean through and through. You want to tell my daughter her business? You want to tell me not to train the guinea fowl to find drugs? I don't think so."
Alethra's so proud right now. She's actually not even embarrassed. She's just like, this is a great first impression.
yeah.
He's killing it.
All right. He comes over and says, "Sorry for putting some punch holes in your motor carriage there, kid."
Quite all right, quite all right.
Come on inside. And the whole group you go into the McLeod family kitchen. See that Corporal Diaz has like a pistol drawn. It's like, "You're good. This is good. We like this. Okay, we like this."
Things are going.
Can I see that deed?
Yes, of course. Yes, hand the deed over.
I'm just looking at it for info to see, because I could kind of tell he was lying, I think.
Give me, I think, like investigation, honestly,
Okay.
to like read this sort of financial document and sort of know what's up.
19.
Okay, yeah, it looks like somehow that the farm was put up as collateral on a loan for an expedition. And so your father was going to inherit the farm, but it's technically your grandmother's farm, you know, like.
I don't totally know what that. Okay.
I just go like,
Well, what brings you all the way to Gulch Canyon, Mr. Gotch?
Well, the way I came about this deed, I'm interested in getting some information about the whereabouts of your mother.
It doesn't come around all that much. Not too much adventure here on the Cloud Farm. We actually have to do work here. We have to tend to the guinea fowl and put out seed and grow food and make drugs. All right.
She hasn't been here in 8 years. I saw her about 8 years ago, yeah.
Oliver hasn't seen.
Is she okay?
We think that is a possibility, that she's all right.
Give me an insight check.
19.
You see that Corporal Diaz just sort of goes,
Stop. What?
I'm getting so much info, but I just don't know what to do with it.
The reason, so technically, this land was, and of course we don't acknowledge this because this was all written up by the banks and whatnot.
By writing a document about land in our nation, you actually have already committed a crime.
Right.
And I will be taking you to court, of which I am the judge.
I expect that. But the reason I'm coming to you is because this was sort of put up as collateral for my family to fund a expedition for Comfrey MacLeod. And my father, in all his wisdom, has of course seen that this is a wise investment to finish the expedition. And I was just wondering if you had any information on the whereabouts of your mother.
So you are from back.
No.
All right. Look, any information I had about my mom, she's out there somewhere. You want to find her? Look past the horizon's edge. Wherever you are, she's not, all right? Cloudward ho, as she would say. So,
Do the words prototype radio frequency, aught, pi, omega mean anything to you?
Olethra, that means everything to you. Prototype is one of the names that she used for the combat suit. And Aught Pi Omega, there are a series of dials inside of the suit there's 3 of them in a row, like at a slot machine, and they are covered in symbols. But there are like 20 symbols on each one. So you've fucked around with them for a while, but you've never heard a sequence before.
Okay, Lethra is freaking out, but she's not gonna show it. We haven't really smoked any drugs yet. We have guests in this house. We should make dinner and we should smoke a bunch of drugs.
Artemisia says, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
What sort of drugs do you love to smoke?
We've got uppers, downers, and sideways.
I guess coffee would be like an uppers.
You see Palaximus goes, I'm interested in sideways. You see Diaz goes, can I get a sideways and a down? You see Artemisia takes them off to the kitchen. So your 2 servants go off with them. And you see that your dad looks out and says, you mind if I review that document for a sec? I'm gonna take it into my office. You see he takes the deed to go look at it, and leaving just you 2 here in the kitchen.
Okay, my grandma gave me a massive mech suit. It's kind of in disrepair right now. It's been sitting there for a very long time. I was probably too young to receive something that lethal. But anyway, there's a dial on it, and I think what you just said might be the code.
Aught, pi, omega.
Yeah, there are a bunch of symbols. I think we could look it up.
All right.
Yeah, it's outside.
Let's do it.
Yes, it's in the guinea fowl's nest. Let's go.
Okay, yes, as long as they're gone, I don't, yes.
You approach a massive mech, something crafted by Comfrey at the height of the age of the Wind Riders, and this gorgeous machine is standing there in the dark amongst the guinea fowl and detritus. And Olethra, you walk up and you see next to a small speaker, there are these 3 dial wheels with different symbols on them.
We kind of use our own language here that my mom and dad made. So I don't really know what any of these are. So do you just want to maybe plug it in and see if it means anything?
Aught.
Oh, I can move these. I move a bunch of books, a bunch of the Montgomery, La Montgomery books.
You're a fan of Montgomery, La Montgomery?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're pretty like entry-level adventuring books.
Right.
But yeah, I've read all of them a bunch of times.
Yes, they sort of fall off towards the end, but the first few are.
Oh yeah, totally, yeah.
Feel the more distance from the source material.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But the first few are fun.
They're so fun.
They're a fun read.
Yeah.
Good beach read.
This is a non-canon scene. This is just a fun scene, right? This isn't canon.
Flipping the switch.
A beach read? Fuck you, Murph. Beach read.
I mean, Showdown at Sassafras Falls was actually really good. I mean, I think we can both agree. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty amazing.
All right, yes. I'll have to take your word for it.
Yeah.
You flip a switch on.
I don't care what's down below.
Radio comes on.
Let it rain, let it. I'll be up on a rainbow, sweeping the clouds away.
Click. Aunt. Pi.
Coming to you from Gulf Canyon. This is
Omega. No static.
I tried to put a new antenna on there for so many times. I could never get a signal, but
Please say something.
This is Comfrey McLeod. This is Comfrey McLeod.
You hear your grandmother's voice.
Broadcasting from the 7th sub-Vim parallel. Losing oxygen rapidly, gaining methane and krill at an unsustainable rate. This broadcast is intended for anyone who can come to our aid. Expedition disembarked from Ramansu Station on the 44th of Tahal with assistance from the House of Huyar.
Dates in a calendar you've never heard of, and locations you've never heard of.
We were discovered by the agents of the Eyeless Hand. If you can hear this, Olethra, it's real. Sood, it's real. It's glorious, dangerous. And if we're not careful, we're going to receive it. Don't come. It is too dangerous. Without help, seasoned adventurer, I wouldn't even trust. Dangerous. Entering the effulgent Bayang. All the coordinates I ended up piecing together are in the captain's log. Zephyr, Mark 1. If you can decipher them, but you need to navigate, crack mechanic. If you're hearing this, Van, Monty, Junker, Daisuke, I'm sorry. I never should have attempted it without you.
The transmission ends.
Fuck off, Hatwell. He's wrong. He was wrong. I was right. Can we record that? Can we play it again?
I took a few notes on the back of this incredible book.
Is there any way? Can we replay that and put in the thing again?
Did you recognize any of those words? I didn't know a lot of
Yes, Zood.
Zood, of course.
Zood.
Wow, and the shout out for me. I mean, maybe other people heard that too.
I heard it, yes.
As the transmission ends, Maxwell, Gotch, Olethra McLeod, you look at each other standing in front of the prototype, this massive suit with a radio that's receiving a signal from the lost and fabled continent of Zood, the mystical 28th continent of the world of Gath.
We need to find your grandmother.
I think so.
I can
Yes.
save my stupid fucking family who's wrong.
Yeah. I agree with all of that, honestly. Yes, I completely agree with that.
There's something in the eye.
Yes.
I have the Zephyr.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, that
there's
was
something
you.
in the captain's quarters.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I have we have a captain. I assume that's the navigator, and
Hey, you two kids, get down from there. The drugs are ready.
Okay, Dad, be right
Right,
there. Of course.
yes. Is this I'm
I'm gonna have to do a lot of drugs. Not have
All right.
to, but
yes.
you know.
Well, I'm probably going to head to the Zephyr to
Please don't leave without me. I really want to do this with you.
Do you have any experience with
Yes.
airship travel and what? What? What specifically? What specifically?
Oh my God, stop.
Stop what?
Oh my
Asking
God,
questions,
stop.
Just what do you?
Lasso.
I don't have enough airship experience to know whether or not lasso's a job, so you're hired.
Yes!
All right. Does the suit move or?
I mean, I hop in to see if anything has changed now that we've put in these the like symbols that he brought.
You go to boot up the motor. It looks like it's all functional. It's just that you're out of fuel. But if you could get this into town and just refuel the mech suit, I think that it has enough juice in it to run the radio. But if you want this bad boy like off and popping, it's time to take it to town and get it refueled.
All right. Can we get this maybe on the car?
Yeah. I'm gonna go talk to my dad and
All right.
figure that out. You get it on the car.
I'm going to get in the car.
Great.
And if you show up, we'll go together.
Great.
And if you don't, and so on.
Totally. And I'll definitely be there.
Great.
So you and your crew, you guys can kind of get this onto the car, you think?
I don't particularly, I don't know the bodyguards that well that came with me. So if they stay here, that's fine.
You see Diaz comes out and says, your family's really friendly.
Yeah.
You see that Palaximus goes, help.
Get in the car.
Oh, yeah. Have some orange juice. Here, yeah.
Orange juice and get in the car.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And make sure you journal about this. It's going to be really important.
Oh my God, my hands. I can write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. You guys get it onto the car and you wait.
Hanging out with
And you wait for me. And you wait for me. Great.
Yeah, Diaz looks at the mech and goes like, this is like a 12-foot tall combat mech. And you see Plaximus goes, this is actually not even real, and just lifts it up over her head. And Diaz goes, whoa! And tries to help stabilize it. Good coffee.
Yep.
And they begin to strap it to the back of the car.
I'm gonna go talk to my parents. I'm very nimble. Is there a way for me to roll underneath the car as I'm going in to talk to my parents and pull a very important spark plug out of it so that it can't leave without me?
Yes, you absolutely can do that.
That's what I do. Okay.
Go ahead and give me a Tinker's Tool check.
Okay, great.
Which I think is just going to be your intelligence plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay, great. Hey, that is a 18.
You pull a little spark plug out, stand up, walk into the house. You see your dad comes out and says, hey, I got the art supplies. I thought we'd do a bunch of exquisite corpses and get naked.
God, that's so fun. Okay, Dad, I'm leaving. I think we both knew this day would come. And I know you like things right down the middle. And my bag has been packed for over 8 years now, so I'm just gonna go grab that.
The only thing I believe in more than the fact that you should stay on the farm is your absolute right to do anything you fucking want. And this is really straining my ideology. I really want to inhibit you from doing this, but that goes against everything we taught you.
I just want to be free. I slowly salute him. And I sing the national anthem that we co-wrote ourselves.
As you do, you see your mom and dad give you huge hugs. He's just crying so hard.
Out there in the big world, there's a bunch of a-holes. They're gonna try to make you do stuff that you don't want to do. They're gonna tell you who to be, how to dress. They're gonna try to take you and put you into their machine. Remember this, the only cog worth a damn is the one that doesn't fit anywhere.
Awesome. Like Grandma.
Yeah, cog that makes its own machine.
He looks at you and looks up at this poem up on the wall that has sort of drape over it, and he pulls it off. And you look up and see something that he hasn't looked at in many years. He puts his hand on your back. Your mom looks out at it. On high we go to break the binding bond, spur outward past beyond, set blaze to bravery's light, bring hope to starry night, set wrongs to right and freedom's fight to ever chase the day in winged flight. On high we go, Cloudward ho. Big hug.
All right, I'm gonna go to the roof. And if I get up there and I still see that banker, even though I like him so much, I'm gonna kill him dead.
Yeah, totally. I love you guys.
Love you.
I'll send a postcard, and if you don't kill the male person, you'll get it. I know they trespass every day. I know.
It's just a crime.
I know.
It's a crime to
Maybe
deliver
let
mail.
a few of them in here and there. You mimight get a little line from me.
I hire that skywriter to write no solicitors in the sky every day. People still come.
Okay, I run out.
You run out, join the car, and you see
I install the spark plug.
You see that Plaximus goes, Oh, it's working again. Oh, great.
That's
okay.
awesome. Thanks for waiting.
That was always our intention.
I throw a bag of what is essentially like my middle school style of clothing in the bag because I packed it so long ago. Cool, I bet that'll be fine.
As you drive through the ravine, you see up on a fairy chimney, no idea how it got there, an enormous guinea fowl that looks to the moon, looks at you, breathes fire. And you hear from the rooftop, "You're under no obligation to do so, but I hope you take care of my kid."
Thank you.
Go to hell, you bastard!
I'm firing back.
You wing your dad. I love you. And you guys take off. You arrive back at the air dock in Gulch Canyon. As you do, Maxwell, you smell that smell again. But you see the ship, it's refueling, and you see that there's sort of a dockyard worker who comes up and says, "Hi there, you're Mr. Gotch?"
Yes.
All right, we almost got her refueled up here. You got trituminous coal going into the back. Should be ready. Are you gonna need some Arctica iodide for those balloons?
Yes.
All right, we'll get a couple drams up there. As he does so, you see that Corporal Diaz looks at you and goes, "Do you need some for your..."
Yes. Yeah, please. Could we add that?
Looking at the thing, he says, "What the hell is this? Gotch, you want me to refuel this too?"
Yes. Just put it on my tab.
Well, maybe you should come to the office and we'll talk about your tab for a second.
Of course. Yes. Sign the paperwork and whatnot.
You see that the captain, Miriam, goes over with you as well to sort of review and make sure that you can pay for everything. As you do so, out near the Zephyr, Olethra, you're looking out at the Zephyr, seeing this gorgeous ship near the motor carriage as well. You see that Diaz and Plaxmus both look at you and go, "Nice mech you got here. We'll start taking it off the car for you."
Thanks. Is it cool if I go on board of the ship really quick?
Yeah. Go for it. The ship is a ways away towards the refueling, and you start to sort of walk across this massive plateau skyport. As you are walking distance to the Zephyr, you hear a motor carriage sort of pulling up onto the skyport lot and moving past sort of the office area. As it moves up, see that it pulls out sort of in front of you, in between you and the Zephyr.
Okay. I look to see who it is.
Door opens up. Looks like a couple sort of Pilbian roughnecks. One of them's got like a little bowler hat. Sort of step out of the car. "Oh, sorry, we seem to be a little turned around. This the Gulch Canyon Skyport?"
Yeah, I think so. You not from around here?
"Oh, no, we're from around here."
Cool.
"You that young kid off the McLeod farm?"
Yeah, my dad's a fucking psycho. What are you gonna do about it?
"Well, we're looking for your grandma. Think she might be interested. What's going on with you, kid? Why don't you come with us?"
Okay, yeah. I try to slip through their grasp.
Roll initiative.
Oh, God, fucking damn it. Oh, God, but my dad isn't just scary to everyone. Okay, not good. It's an 8.
These guys got a 12, and I'll take an average roll.
Okay.
So they beat you.
Okay.
You see one of them raises a club over his head to knock you unconscious.
Can I use a luck point?
To re-roll?
Yeah.
I'll say they beat you, but they actually don't go first.
Oh.
Zach goes first.
Ooh.
La la.
I guess walking up about 60 feet away, see a old man with a cowboy hat on, little sunglasses on his nose, sort of like a Japanese style, like overcoat, and like dusty pants and cowboy boots, walking from far away.
And chic.
And I just try to interrupt and just yell, "Excuse me, fellas. Looking for a place for an old man to just sort of dribble out a little piss if there's a spot around here."
"Why don't you piss up your ass, you old dog? Get lost, Pappy."
You're toast. I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna shoot them with my gun.
Hell yeah, go for it, man.
Pappy's home.
Pappy's home.
In signing paperwork right now.
Yeah.
And I use my I should have called it earlier, my Deadeye shot.
Hell yeah.
I use my grip points to get advantage on the rolls.
Cool.
And so both would hit, I imagine. I rolled a 19 plus 9 and then a 15 plus 9.
So both above, so 24 is the lower of the two?
Yeah, and
those are gonna hit these goons. Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
I'll just action surge.
Okay, there's 3 guys in front of you. You hit the first 2. Do you wanna roll damage as you go? Or do you want...
Sure, let's do it, yeah. The first... that's a 8 and a 1, or is that a 10? That's 1. So 9 plus 8. 17. Oh, I did this wrong, sorry. That was it. So that was 18?
18 damage on the first attack?
That was 2 shots.
18 damage over 2 shots?
9 plus 3, yes. That makes sense. Okay.
First guy, gone, just blown away. And you action.
Yeah, shoot the second guy, and I'll menacingly look at the third guy.
Cool. Go ahead and let's attack the second guy.
All right. That's 24 to hit.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
If I action surge, will I be able to attack twice again?
Yes, you'll be able to attack twice again.
Okay, and then this is just a regular nat 20.
Okay.
R.I.P.
So first attack.
Okay, so this will be the first attack, which is just regular. That's another 1 plus 4. That's 5 damage. And the second one is 14 damage.
And you're adding your dex modifier to this, right?
Yes.
Cool. So of these 3 guys, 2 are blown away. But you see, like as they turn around, before they can go to the guns on their hip, faster than a rattlesnake, this ancient man puts a pistol in his hand, and the Pappy of Pilby unloads. Third guy, go ahead and give me an intimidation check with advantage.
Would I know who this is?
Potentially, yeah.
That's a 20, a dirty 20.
The third guy looks at you shaking.
Is there a place for me to dribble out a little piss?
On a 20, you see this guy starts crying and gets on his knees.
Never mind.
Piss on me. Piss on me.
No.
Was that what that was? I'm just trying to read it right.
Go on, get.
He just runs away, gets into the car, doesn't know how to drive, jumps out of the car. Oh, Billy drives, and then runs off. And walking into the light, you see the Pappy of Pilby. Zach, do you think you would be recognizable? You know, it's been 8 years.
Yeah.
More than that, probably.
I think if Pappy would come up, and I feel like you remember me to some degree, but like, I think I still look pretty good for 80.
Oh my God. You're in the books though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Walking out of the shadows, you see Daisuke Bucklesby, the ex-husband of your grandmother.
Greetings and salutations, my friend.
Oh my God, it's really you. You even said your catchphrase, dribble a little
Greetings.
piss somewhere.
I got a weak bladder.
Yeah, totally, canonically weak. Thank you.
Rushing up with gunshots, I imagine, Max. Yeah, like
Just say, you've got a wonderful shopper.
and you rush out and you see this man standing here in the skyport.
This is Daisuke Bucklesby, Pappy.
Look down at dead bodies.
2 dead men.
There was nothing to be done about it. I did the
Rowdies, I suppose.
Daisuke, go ahead actually and give me a insight or history, whichever one you want.
I'll do an insight. That's a 21.
These 3 guys are low-life contract killers. You know exactly who these guys are. You followed them here, as you have over the years every time people have sent goons after the McLeod family.
Look, sometimes in Pilby, especially, there can be some guys who want to come after people like you, people who have the last name McLeod. And I, as a favor to Comfrey, just said I would look out for you.
Is that why all those guys died around me on the roller coaster?
Yeah. They all had knives, and they were all trying to drop them on your head in the loop-de-loop.
That plan is
It's not a good plan.
not a good plan.
Oh my God.
Dirt
Oh
cheap.
my
Sounds
God.
like something Hatwell would come
Like,
up
I
with.
didn't blame myself, but
It must be shocking to be on a roller coaster, and you get off, you get the picture back, and everyone's dead in the picture.
everyone's dead.
Yeah. I know it.
I had my eyes closed, screaming for the drop, like you
I
do.
probably should have explained that one.
Yeah, wow. Oh my gosh. But thank you. You really did save me.
But you're Daisuke Bucklesby.
In the flesh. In the flesh.
All right. Well, if you're in the business of doing favors for Professor McLeod, you might be interested in saving her because we have.
She's in Zood, and she's in trouble.
What? Zoot ain't real. Come on now.
We have we received a radio message from her.
Maybe we can replay it. I don't know. It's in the mech suit that she gave me, actually.
We also got apparently we found out that she left something in the Zephyr.
Yeah.
I brought the Zephyr.
You
along.
brought the
You're-
Zephyr here?
Yeah.
I take
Twist my arm. Let's go check it out.
Let's go. Okay. Yeah. We go straight to the captain's quarters.
You walk aboard the ship. Your mech is fueled and loaded. As it hits the deck, you see that they strap it to the outside of the deck. It's too big to fit below decks, but as it sits there, you see little steam releases from a couple valves on the back as it rumbles up.
Oh my God.
Daisuke walks up pretty slow, and he's doing a lot of this.
Like my mom at a TJ Maxx.
A lot of memories here. A lot of memories.
Maxwell leans over by like the Gotch name on the side of the ship. Just kind of just standing there.
Oh, that's you.
Oh, I get it now. You're one of them Gotch boys.
That's in the flesh. Yeah.
There's two Gotch boys on the ship.
That's true.
God, jump scare.
You're so far away from me.
He's standing on the other side of the railing on the very the bowsprit of the
sound travels strangely here, and
Okay, which well?
just figured it out.
That's Wheel. Which one are you?
I don't know if
Samwell?
I'm supposed to be standing out here.
Maxwell.
Samwell. You know Samwell?
I know of the Gotches. I mean, I've heard rumors and things.
Right.
But,
Well, we funded the adventures.
yes, I knew your grandfather, I would
Right. Oh,
say.
yes. Oh, a wonderful man. I'm proud to, makes me proud to be a Gotch, unlike 8 or 9 other people.
The other ones?
The other ones, yes,
Yeah.
I don't. Well, Will's fine.
Will? You're gonna have to come closer next time and talk to me.
I don't know how I got out here, so I can't get back.
There's just open ship between you and I.
Huh?
There's open ship between you and I.
But is the area, is the raised area off limit?
It's not.
Oh,
Well,
the decks are at different
Our
altitudes.
family ship.
All
You can
right.
just go down the stairs if you'd like.
Well.
Oh, little hand. Thank you. Ooh.
He's sick. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. He's very sick.
I pour gasoline on my hand.
Anyway, yes, we got a message in the suit that said something about your original adventuring party,
Yes.
and
You.
that's she said she shouldn't have gone on the adventure without you. She's trapped in Zood.
What? I'm gonna have to listen to this message. Daisuke's like kind of tearing up, but trying to. I got gasoline in my eye a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Convenient for right there, yeah.
It ended in, I'm sorry, I never should have attempted this without you. She calls out you,
My heart.
kid, Val, Monty, everybody, the whole crew. But it sounded like she was kind of in trouble. She sounded a little bit scared.
Is there any way for me to listen to this message again, or is it just
Can we try?
Taking your
mech?
word.
It's right there.
Yeah, I'll do a little luck roll in front of the board. 17. I think on a 17, yeah, you put it on. It takes a second to get there, but after a moment, the message begins to play, which is both helpful to confirm what you guys are saying, but also a little bit frightening because, of course, it means you have even less information. If that had been a present broadcast, you would know something, but it's a loop. Heading to the captain's quarters, you guys find the captain's log. Looking through it, go ahead, anyone who wants to give me an investigation check.
Dice case just sort of touching the walls.
I got it.
In the captain's quarters, you see that there is a sort of large California king-size bed in the captain's quarters.
A lot of memories here.
What?
Huh?
What kind of memories? I slept in there last night.
I mean, it's been a while. I'm sure it's been cleaned and all that.
I take some amount of comfort in that. I got a
11.
3.
3 and an 11?
Can I?
Yeah, go for it.
It was an investigation?
Yeah.
Okay. Not one.
That one.
I'm just still thinking about
I'm just looking at dice.
We're all thrown by that. We're all thrown by that. Yeah.
We met in our
On an
60s, so we were ready to go.
On an 11, you find a captain's log, and you are able to find a scrawled chicken scratch note in Comfrey's handwriting about an effulgent biangle, which you know is what
Said that
you
in the
talked about.
thing, yeah.
The effulgent biangle, but I think on those rolls, like, there's not even, you can make an Arcana check to, like, know what that is, but you don't have any information here about
okay
it.
Arcana.
Go for it.
11.
The effulgent biangle is a cosmic phenomenon. It's like the aurora borealis. It's something that occurs cosmically in the sky. But I think that you all look at this, and what you see is dense technical gibberish. There's more numbers on the page than letters. However, Daisuke, you know who could read this.
Yeah. Well, I look, I'm kind of useless at this stuff, but I know a couple people who might be able to help us.
Okay.
Let's go find some junkers.
All right. Yes.
As in one junker, guys, Captain Junker. Is that not clear?
Captain Maria Yankova?
Yeah.
Excellent. We should go to her then.
You know her?
Yeah. We're sort of fans of all of you guys.
Yeah, I've heard of her.
Be cool.
All right, yeah.
You don't have to tell me
Hearing
twice.
you talk about your sexual escapades and whatnot, I was trying to keep it cool.
I opened up my bag from middle school and there is a T-shirt, just the one where it's like all her face. It says like her name, like in cursive underneath it, Maria.
Did you get this made?
It's like really blinged out.
A lot of rhinestones on this bad boy.
I made it. So okay, then I won't wear that.
Yes.
What if it's like ironic?
And
okay, no.
I won't ask you to sign my copy of Showdown at Sassafras Falls.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to try to be cooler.
Yes.
Okay. Loud and clear.
It will be very cool.
Prior to the gangplank being pulled up, Daisuke, is there anything that you would do as the ship's getting ready to take off?
I think Daisuke will go. Just like a little old man whistle, and come on now.
At the edge of the skyport, you hear.
Come on, boy. Ghost
Zach,
dog, come on.
Zach, what do we see approaching?
So you see this old, I want to say 38-year-old Labrador, black lab, just a white face.
Yeah.
Just long nails scratching on the floor. Come on now.
Ghost dog gets up the gangplank, looks at you.
Go lay down. Oh, in there. Hey, roll on down.
Roll.
He's coming.
Amazing. The Zephyr takes off. And as it does, we see endless plains, mountains and crags of rusted scrap. The land of Scrap, Sylvania, an artificial landscape made of the wreckage of a generational war in the concentric sea. This towering land of ruins, junk, and refuse.
cranes with massive chains hauling debris out of the salty brine beneath towering layers of the bygones of forgotten technology and war. This is Sylvania, a hardy land. Lightning and storms. A city made of refuse, the buildings cobbled together by those who would forge a life, rebuilding from that which the world of Gath has thrown away. And at the very top, as lightning rakes across the sky, touching massive coils, the imposing silhouette of a toy shop. Emily, could you please describe the scene that we behold at the top of this craggy town?
Okay, so what you see is Maria's toys and trinkets and other drivel to distract you from life's tragedies, a toy store. And then maybe in small print, it's like, by the way, before you enter, we are legally obligated to make sure you've had a tetanus shot. And then also there's like a 24-hour sign, like in neon, because I'm open 24 hours a day.
toy store.
Who's looking for toys then?
And whenever you enter, instead of like a pleasant ding, I think there's like a harsh siren.
Yeah, you push. So you guys are soaked, pushing up through this long winding road, driving rain. You open it. Everything in the store is underlit. So it's all just underlit, shadows looming everywhere.
Welcome to Maria's Toys and Trinkets. We've got slinkies. We've got hoop and stick. We've got Jack in the Coffin.
Jack in the Coffin?
Yeah, he pop out, he scares.
You look in the corner and you see there is an old woman with a broom who appears to be tending the shop as well as an employee of Maria's, who quickly goes, you will die.
Yeah, kids love a memento mori. They really do.
I'm sorry, is this Captain Junker?
Oh yeah, I will say, actually, compared to the earlier scene, compared to what you saw, I am now, 19 years later, a haunted woman. I am gaunt with starvation, not of the body, but of the soul. I am wearing like huge tinker's goggles that magnify my bloodshot eyes. I'm still wearing like the silk shirt with the tactical corset, but it is befouled by grease, wrinkles, even some scratches.
Are you sure this is this?
And I also got perched on my shoulder like a pirate's parrot, a rat with clockwork wings.
I'm gonna be honest. She ain't right now.
Is the rat new?
How may I delight you with my toys?
Maria, you look up, see unfamiliar faces, don't seem like Sylvanians, and with them, Daisuke Bucklesby.
Yes, I tinker and tweak. Is that you, Pappy?
It's me in the flesh,
Wow, it has been 2 minutes since I have seen you.
Yeah, you look like you're
You
running a
could
toy
say,
shop.
yeah, well.
It seems not great, I'm gonna be honest.
Really? This is the first and only, this was a landmark for Sylvania, our very first toy shop. You should see the half smiles I put on the face of the children here.
Wow, I mean, when you put it like that, I guess.
You can almost see their teeth peeking out.
Half smiles, huh?
Doesn't seem like there's that many people in here.
Oh, yeah, well, you also have to be 18
Sorry, I
to
should
enter. It's
introduce
very
you.
dangerous.
This is Alethra. She's, as you can tell,
Alethra's trying to do the half smile so that you'll like her.
Look at that. Joy dances on your face.
And I'm,
Wait, Alethra.
It's good.
Would I have met her before?
Yeah. Way back in the day when she was very, very young.
Alethra.
It's good to meet you.
McCloud little kitten.
Mm-hmm.
You have grown.
Thank you.
I'm not surprised. It's what humans do, but
Yeah.
you've done it magnificently.
Thank you. Wow.
Wow, you're showing me so many teeth.
No, oh, okay.
Wow, look at that.
It's really great to meet you. No offense, you're one of my favorite people from the books.
The book.
Yeah, it's just really crazy to meet you.
Montgomery, he really did such a good job until a point.
Yes. 4 or 5.
I kind of want to
Good
ask you, at
ones,
what
yes.
point did someone take over and ghostwrite?
Yes.
Totally.
Guys, it was-
They're all kind of just okay to me.
It's almost like the author found his voice, then lost
Yes.
it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna participate in this. Feeling a little.
The most loyal man.
Well, I have to tell you all, thank you for this walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
Nostalgia can be such a fucking hit of dopamine.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll see you later, I guess.
Okay, wait, take a slinky for the road. Make your staircase more fun.
You see that the older woman leans over and says, "You must purchase."
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I guess I'll.
There was in small print, it says, if you enter, you must purchase in order to leave.
That's so
Okay.
tiny. How could anyone read that?
I mean, what is the store worth?
What is the store worth?
We'll just. I don't know.
The blood, sweat, tears of me and my auntie Zuzu. What is that worth?
Just. Yes.
What, 1 diamond.
One night.
Do I have a
One diamond?
Give a diamond.
I think I might have a diamond. Let me look.
Are you kidding? Auntie
I might have a
Give
diamond.
me.
Auntie Zuzu, steal the diamond.
Okay. You should look. Rude not to browse.
Check it out. We also have like a bowling cup?
Yeah.
A bowling cup, we have one that's like a plunger and an old grenade.
Right.
We have an all-black Rubik's Cube.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's so easy to win. And sometimes in this life, you just need a win.
Right.
Give me the Rubik's Cube.
Oh, Maria, you see her hands it to you.
All right.
I solved it.
That was so fast.
You see that as Maria looks at the Rubik's Cube, the tiny little rat on her shoulder that not only has a pair of little clockwork wings, but a tiny little aviator's helmet and a little white silk scarf.
I think his eyes are also as bloodshot as mine.
You see the rat sort of looks out as you look at the Rubik's Cube and
So you want to do it? So intelligent. So
The rat does puzzles.
Tragedy breeds intelligence, I think, right, Kochka?
Yes. Well, perhaps more importantly than your toy shop, I am. You knew my grandfather, I believe. I am Maxwell Gotch, and I am actually the benefactor of a new expedition, and we would be honored to have you on board.
My grandma's in trouble. She's in another place that I'm realizing not everyone believes in.
I don't not believe in it.
She's in Zood, and she's in trouble.
Zood?
Yeah.
She's in Zood? Is this some kind of joke?
We got a radio distress call.
Let me tell you something about Zood. Zood is like hope. It's a honeypot that beckons in the young eager flies to their slow death. I don't know if I want to go down that road again.
Okay.
Auntie Zuzu says, we should make sure that you have tea with your Rubik's Cube,
and puts a little blanket around you. And she looks and says,
you have come here to spin tales, which is not right in Sylvania. You should go browse the slinkies. Browse!
We'll browse the slinkies, but we're not going to leave.
Give me your diamonds. My hands have arthritis
If
from
I
the
have
storm.
a diamond, I'll give you a little one.
You must.
All right. I'll see. Let me see if I have a diamond. I'll look and see if I have a diamond.
You better have a
give me
goddamn
an
diamond.
investigation check.
This is gonna be bad if you don't have a diamond.
4.
You don't have a diamond.
All right. I have to come clean. I
Damn,
didn't bring
left
any
one.
of my diamonds with me.
You will give me your watch.
Yes, fine. Take it.
She takes it. As you guys browse, to not be rude, everyone who wants to go ahead and give me either perception or investigation. Your choice.
God damn it.
24 perception.
Two. Cool. As you are looking around, Maria, you see that Zuzu sort of walks over with you. You see that Kochka looks over your little rat, goes,
You need to take a shit. Okay, get in your leash. I take you for a walk.
as he gets in his little leash, and you see
He has a leash and a scarf.
It just clips onto the
As
scarf.
he goes over, smoking his little cigarette, he looks up and pats this massive, like, mechanical sort of like war construct. As you're looking around, think, Alethra, like, you see this little war construct that has a tiny rat-sized cockpit in it. And you see that Kochka goes out with the leash, goes out into the rain, goes over, shits into a storm drain. And you see Zuzu says, I watched this story. I don't like these people from your old life.
I know. I don't know what kind of expedition they're asking me to go back on, but I have broken my covenant with the sky. I have no place in it anymore. I will explain this to them, and I will politely ask them to buy just a couple hoop and stick.
We need to move the hoop and stick. They're going bad.
They're going really bad. Yeah, I'll get them out of here. Okay, thank you so much for this walk down memory lane, but
On this very high perception check, I think you look back at where the office is. Emily, could I ask you to describe Daisuke's quick eyes looking at your personal workstation and what it looks like?
my personal workstation is, it is a pastiche of pictures of a behemoth mechanical crow, half remembered. So each picture is a little different, almost how I emotionally remember it. And also just like written across like a curse, Straka, 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 with my gun and all these bullets that I've carved Straka into it. And then even a little picture of me and a girl who looks like me in spirit, but about 15 years younger.
The small portrait, the images and drawings of this massive mechanical engine of war, but also ruinous. No engineer would design something this nightmarish. And the drawings of it, some of them seem to be almost from ancient texts. Others seem like actual diagrams, but diagrams made by someone who could only design something like this in half sleep and nightmare. Beast, furnace in its throat. And in this massive machine of war, you can only gawk, Daisuke, and see that there is no clue in all this vast machinery that this thing is crewed or piloted by human hand. Right behind you, the old woman goes, Straka!
Zuzu, say not this name.
You see, she just opens a bag and starts throwing salt everywhere.
So, Captain, I see that you've been working on something besides toys.
Oh, you mean nursing a bitter vendetta that will never be sated? Yeah, I have been working on that. Or are you talking about because I've started doing push-ups?
I was mostly talking about that,
Okay.
but now that you say that, I can tell.
Yeah, I know my shoulders are feeling out.
They're flaring.
Yeah, they're nuts. I don't know what you've heard through the grapevine, but my last voyage ended in screaming, blood everywhere, plummeting from the sky, slipping on the deck in the blood, peace and death shit of my most beloved comrades.
I'm sorry to hear that. I think I heard a little bit about that.
Which part did you hear?
that part specifically.
Okay. Yeah. So, though I appreciate the house call, and I think we should do this more often, but I am the only one who didn't go down with that ship, so I consider myself exiled from the sky.
The message that we received from my grandma ended in all of your names, and then it said, "I'm sorry, I never should have attempted this without you."
Your grandmother put so many foolish notions in all of our empty heads. I cannot keep chasing her dreams and losing people left and right to the dreams of a madwoman, the dreams that I wish I had the audacity to believe in. My place now is here with the scrap metal toys, bringing half smiles to children that labor and toil.
Can I ask you why these hoop sticks smells like this?
Oh, because it's from, okay, so the hoop is like a ring from a barrel that once
The hoop
contained...
is really heavy.
Yeah, it was a ring from a barrel that once contained gunpowder, and the stick is a lightning rod.
Oh.
Oh,
Don't bring outside.
okay.
There is an indoor hooping
You
sticks.
see, it's an indoor hooping stick.
When you buy, we hold on to you. You come here to play.
Yeah.
We have to rent one of those lockers?
Yeah.
Locker, 20 marks a month.
Yeah, in fact, before you buy anything, we have like a consumer Geiger counter to make sure nothing is radioactive. Because it is all scrap metal that we don't really know where a lot of it come from.
Oh, well, that's responsible.
Yes.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Well, at the very least, there was a strange message on the Zephyr that was left to us by McLeod. If you wouldn't mind looking at it for us, we don't have the navigational know-how to...
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at it. God, this is so fucking McLeod to just dangle an interesting carrot in front of my face and make me want a salad.
Make you want a
salad?
There are no
Make you want
salad in
a
scrap.
salad?
We don't have
don't
we don't have
oh.
vegetables here. It's the most rare.
We have salad on
Treasure.
the ship.
What?
Yes, we have vegetables.
We have
If you
like a Brussels sprout salad right now with some cranberries and blue cheese.
think we can do that?
Instead of darling, we say salad.
Yeah.
It's the word we use for
We
love.
Yeah.
will make you a
My little
mean
salad.
salad.
My little
We will
salad.
make
Yeah.
some mean Cobb salad.
Oh, God. Susu, they are tempting me. Okay, feed me with this information. I will engage with it.
You can give me investigation arcana, or you can give me tinker's tools.
I'm going to do Tinkerer's Tools because I have expertise and Okay,
yeah.
so I think to Tinkerer's Tools, I have plus 11. Because I'm an artificer. That is a 28.
To use a modern analogy, this is like a previously saved version of all the work that Comfrey would have figured out. So it's like, oh, these are all the raw materials that got her to the effulgent biangle. And as you look at it, you see it is a mathematical rhythm to anticipate the unpredictable. The effulgent biangle as a cosmic phenomenon within Gath is a legendary beam of light that seems to have, it's only in legends connected with Zoo, but it's connected with all sorts of missing cities and lost battalions and heroes that walked into the mist and were never seen again. The biangle is sort of where things go to vanish. And a lot of people think that it's a sailor's legend for describing what is ultimately shipwrecks and being lost at sea. But you see here, everything you need to construct the mathematical rhythm of coordinates, not only for where this thing has been, but potentially for where it will be. The notes that you are able to read here navigationally, you feel like you could find this thing no problem. That's not what concerns you. On a 28, what concerns you is that
wherever this thing appears, it is a meteorological catastrophe. Like, finding this thing is less than half the battle. Finding it, to get to it, to sail through it, you would need a crew, and more specifically, leadership of that crew, to get an aircraft through gale force winds, driving rain, and a phenomenon that would leave you don't know where. And of course, the whole thing about the Bangle that you can see in these notes, left in cipher by Comfrey, is there's no telling where you would be if you got there. So even if you could sail through the storm to get there, surviving on the other side in whatever wilderness you were deposited in, with maybe no infrastructure to refuel or no infrastructure to feed yourselves, it is a tantalizingly perilous endeavor.
Do I feel like in this uncertainty, there would be a path to the past, or those who have been lost, or a great beast that has only been seen once by a crew that most of which did not survive it?
On 28, there's something there, an image, a point of light. And as you look down at it, there is a metric of how much light is produced by this blinding phenomenon. And it's part of calculating how to approach it safely. And there's a rhythm, almost like going up in a strange musical scale. As you go up, you recognize that rhythm is a reflection of a similar progression of how boilingly hot it gets as you approach the mouth of the beast.
I pick up one of my bullets and I push my finger into it so that it presses the carving of Straka into my finger. I will entertain the idea of joining your crew on one condition.
Okay.
You look scared.
I am a little scared, but that's, the way you're holding that bullet. Anyways, go on.
Why?
Nothing, you just,
Good, yes.
it seems like maybe not a lot of blood flow
Yeah.
to your fingers.
Well, not all of us have the luxury of blood flow.
Oh, okay.
I will go on one condition. If we hear the mechanical flapping of wings, the snapping of a copper beak, the clacking of otherworldly talons, I can just kind of U-turn right toward that sound and then take my fucking revenge.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Kill this giant bird?
Beast.
I can lasso it even. At home, it's kind of mostly what I do.
Lasso
Lassoing
it to
birds.
bring it back and give it a fair trial.
Yeah, totally.
We could definitely lasso it,
I just
bring it back
It's
for a fair trial.
Machine bird that
Yeah.
can stand trial.
Machine bird! Machine bird!
Not giving any new information.
Zuzu, stand down.
You don't know what you speak. She reaches a bag of salt. Straka.
You said it. You're the one who said it.
Ah, my eye!
Pass around the salt. Everyone has some
Straka
salt.
is the spirit that what you throw away one day throws you away.
Yeah, it's an old, well, it was an old husband's tale here, but then we met it in the sky.
You think it is legend? No,
No, it is real.
it is the ruin. We did not make it, but we fight it. And you made it.
Yeah.
Beast?
Shit.
Take your salting. Take your salting.
That's a lot of stuff.
Refuse to be salted.
Okay. If we are agreed on that, then yes, I will come, but I don't think I can be your captain. I can be your pilot, but
Okay.
I think Like, I've broken my covenant with this guy. I cannot enter as a captain.
Okay, yeah. We would just love to have you. I mean, you were able to read all of that, and you're just so awesome that
Really?
it would be really
Still?
cool.
In what you've just witnessed?
You look exactly this. Like you're still at the top of your game. Seriously, like.
Maria looks at her, the skin on her, like clinging to her bones by spite alone. Beautiful. You think so? Still the same?
Yeah, totally. You seem like, I mean, you were able to read that like right away. That's so cool. You still got it, Sometimes you don't forget it.
I still got it.
Yeah.
Is that a slogan?
Very good. Some of my less
You
clever
still
brothers
gotcha?
might say that.
Less?
Less clever, yes.
Huh.
He's like that.
Okay.
You see, as you are packing up, you get your blunderbuss. You see that your auntie Susanna looks at you and says, "Be careful. I don't want the big world out there to let you down. Here in Sylvania, the half smile, consistent.
Yeah. No, you're right. If you're half smiling, at least you're not frowning.
It's true.
Yeah.
I give you a salt and battery for the machine."
Thank you. Thank you. Zuzu, you think you can keep up with the ravenous demands for the toy shop?
It depends. If they rebuild that sort of, what is it? If they rebuild that docking station up here, we might get more foot traffic, maybe 1 or 2 people per day, and I'll try to handle the rush.
Can you handle that? Can you handle that?
I can handle it.
All right, Zuzu. Please, a hug for the road.
So gaunt. You see, she says, "Make sure to give her salad."
We'll handle it.
Heading off, you approach the Zephyr and see the old ship once more.
Wow. I think I reach out a hand, exactly same place that Pappy touched it. And then I think it's very scary getting on. I have a quivering foot.
I kind of help you up. Need a hand?
Yes.
Looking up,
So small. I'm holding your arm like this.
you look up, and as you get on board on the deck of the ship, sort of shivering, a small group of Dotch family retainers are standing in uniform side by side. They salute, and you see that the captain, Miriam, says, "Captain Junker, welcome aboard. The ship, of course, you are familiar with. I just want to say that myself and the crew are enormous fans, and we are very excited to help get you to Zoon."
Wow.
Is that what I look like?
Pretty much, yeah.
I like the cut of your jib. I'm gonna give you a little hint.
Okay.
McLeod always kept a secret cabinet of snacks in the cabin.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yes. Great.
Perishable, but yeah.
I will get on searching for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go touch the wheel.
You touch the wheel. You look out, and you know one thing for damn sure. You will not survive flying this ship to the Effulgent Biangle if this is the crew that you're working with.
Okay, crew meeting.
Guys, crew meeting.
Points me in the
Let's
direction
talk
of...
personnel.
Right.
Actually, half crew meeting. All of you in the crisp uniforms, take a piss break.
It's piss break time. Rush off.
Okay.
That's my energy too.
You're kind of, never mind. You're fine.
Okay,
You're fine. Don't-
Pappy, we can't work with
We
this.
can't work with this. It's gonna be, they're good for parking the car.
Yeah, no, and also I don't want to be the person who goes around shouting or anything. I need a bosun.
We need a bosun. We just need some real, I don't know,
You know what? That's another
je
demand.
ne sais quoi.
I have a bosun I want.
Okay.
All
You
right.
want me? You gotta get Van.
Let's get Van.
Yeah. I think she runs like a little cocktail place now.
Yeah.
Rusty, not. The rusty nut?
Rusty knot sounds right.
That's
something
what
like
would a
that.
knot be rusty?
No, nut, like a pea.
Rusty nut?
A rusty
Yeah, the rusty
Rusty
nut.
knot.
Okay.
As you say the rusty nut, we move from Sylvania to see the uplands. A gorgeous town perched in the clouds. We see little fleece-covered sheep, their fleece almost made of mist and vapor and cloud itself, outside of a tiny, quaint little hamlet in a hidden sky pirate thorpe. Up here on the top side, sun-facing, wind-swept of the clouds. Siobhan, would you please describe the rusty nut for us?
Absolutely. The Rusty Nut is an old sailing ship that has been brought up here to the uplands. On the outside, it still looks gorgeous and weathered. On the inside, it is painted a beautiful, gorgeous millennial gray. Everything is a different shade of gray. The most expensive laminate that you can find on the floor. Every light bulb you see is an Edison light bulb that is hanging right at forehead height.
Can I get some truffle fries and some blistered shishitos?
You never asked.
And who do we see tending to the establishment?
Van Chapman is standing behind the bar, her face grizzled in the way that only a white woman who has never heard of sunscreen and has only worked outside can get. In the intervening years since we last saw her, Van has lost her left arm and it's been replaced with a very cool steampunk brass and copper prosthesis, which just spits steam out every time she moves it. She's wearing a green wool suit, a bowler hat, and she's wearing a very, very, very clean, crisp apron tied in the front. Welcome, Fred. Oh, what? No. What as I live and breathe? A family reunion?
I never thought I'd see you in an apron.
You look skinny.
I'm hollow with want. If we're gonna speak poetically.
Walking
You
up,
look fantastic, though.
walking up beside Van, we see a little mustachioed man, much shorter and sort of a little bit like he could blow away on the breeze. He goes, "Hello, lovely. Those your friends?"
Bert, this is my old crew.
Van, is this the man that stole you from the skies?
Well, you know, I mean, then I gotta look after me mum's old pub, you know. I gave her a fresh lick of paint, but it's a family
It's a
joy.
beautiful paint.
Thank you. I really, me and Bert really
Vibrant.
deliberated over what colours of grey went where.
It's thrilling to find out how many shades of gray there are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome to the uplands and your rusty nut. Any friend of Van's, of course, is gonna drink on the house.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Would you like an aioli fly?
Yes.
Oh, we got so many different.
Yes, please.
We got chipotle, aioli. We got a garlic aioli. Got truffle aioli, obviously.
Is
Parsley aioli.
Oh my God.
Is this status? Is this where you eat?
Where I would personally eat?
Where your family.
Where my family would personally eat.
Are we partaking in something classy?
Wait,
Yes,
you're
yes,
that gotch
definitely.
kid, the one that's scared of everything.
Scared of everything?
I didn't want to climb.
I have been called a rowdy today, and
Oh, well, good for you for growing some balls. Good for you, kid. I really wish you would. I really wish
all right,
you would.
all right.
I really wish
Well, I'm an athlete, not a fighter, all right, and this is not the scene. But
And you're this. Are you this? You're.
I will say this: as you go to pull your glove, you hear every chair and stool in the place squeak. You see a guy turn around who has what looks like a rocket lodged in his head, and he goes, "I got a problem with Van."
do I have a?
Nigel, it's not worth it.
What? No,
Nigel, it's not
because it's your
worth it.
spot, isn't it?
Yeah, all right, Nigel, I got it covered. Sit down.
Yeah, sit down. What was your name
I
again?
love the chipotle.
Thank you, thank you. We grew them ourselves, you know, on the roof.
Oh, it's marvelous.
Yeah, smoked them.
It's nice in here in the grey. It's modern.
Yeah.
Yes, it's wonderful.
It's timeless.
It's really,
timeless.
thank you.
Really
So I'll get you a booth, and we do like a small plates, large plates
Oh
thing
my God,
here.
yes.
Have you dined with us before?
Yes.
Can I explain how it
I
works?
always say yes to
Thanks,
that,
Bert.
even if I
Thanks,
haven't. Always. I'll figure it out. Oh, it's tacos? I'm gonna figure it out.
Oh yeah, but the taco, we do a cauliflower
Cool.
taco.
Yeah, I've been here.
Yeah.
So what we like to do is, based on what you order, the kitchen will prepare those meals. That's sort of how we do
Yeah,
things here.
yes. And they come out as they come out the kitchen. There's really no control over it. So you have to order everything at once, but maybe you'll get your dessert second.
Oh,
Wow.
It's fun.
We find that dessert tends to come out last a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Adds up.
Oh, that's
that's great.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, as stimulating as this all is, actually, Van, we came here because we need you.
My grandma's missing. We think that she is in Zood, and she left us a message where she named all of your names, and she said,
She made it to Zood.
Yes. And she said she's sorry she never should have attempted it without you all.
And the Gotches are sponsoring
Yes.
a trip to Zood.
We've got the ship outside
So
right
we'd
now.
like
I knew it was real. I always said it was real. I always said it was real. Didn't I say it was real?
I believe you said it was real.
I said it was real over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes we would be like, okay, we're all going to bed now and go hang out somewhere else so we can talk about something
That
else.
does actually,
Yeah.
looking back on it, does make sense, yeah.
There was not much evidence to it. It was just sort of a thing you said.
Well, yeah. You don't need evidence for something that's blatantly true.
All right.
Okay.
You were right.
Well, you were right. Yeah.
You were totally right.
So
It's
she made
real.
it. She made it.
Yeah.
She
But-
sounded concerned.
She wasn't doing very well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
She
think
sounded
she-
kind of scared.
You're gonna go get her.
I'm going to try to get the ship to a place that it can cross into Zood.
Right. But the pub's looking pretty busy, you see.
I
It's
left.
pretty busy.
I left an incredibly prosperous toy shop to be here. Okay.
It's
Van?
true.
So I know a thing or two about sacrifice.
We have an open mic on Thursdays.
Oh yeah, and a pub quiz on Wednesdays.
It's
Gangbusters. People love it. Bert writes the questions. He's so clever.
great.
Multiple choice.
Okay.
Which of the following vehicles is capable of aerial travel?
I didn't know this one. I didn't know this.
A, balloon.
Yeah.
B, train.
Yeah.
C,
Hey,
foot.
hey.
Well, if it's a sky train, I don't know.
Then how did you not know that we flew on an air
Sort of a
balloon
nervous test taker.
for just like most of our lives?
I'm trying to make him feel good about
Oh.
it. Okay. Look,
On Mondays, I sing karaoke.
He loves writing the quiz.
Now, is it open
He
to
really
other
loves
people, or
It's
is it
his
just
passion.
you?
He's such a good
Oh.
he really wants to be a quiz writer, and I'm just trying to encourage him.
Okay.
Such good questions he
So
writes.
on Mondays, you just sing, but you're calling it karaoke, and no one
Mondays-
else gets to sing.
Mondays.
Oh, but he has a beautiful voice.
Is it
love
technically
to hear
karaoke because you don't know the words to the songs?
So you need to have like the visual aid right
We
there.
made a sign originally saying Bert performs the hits off of a prompter, but it didn't. It was confusing, so karaoke.
What's your favorite song to sing?
Bert could come, right?
What's your favorite?
You take the sky and I'll take the ground. I'll be in the uplands of high.
Every Sky Pirate is full weeping in the bar.
Maxwell's also weeping.
I mean,
Okay.
Alethra hasn't felt homesick yet until this moment, and she's like, "Oh my God,
Bert,
I
your
left
restaurant is
my
wonderful.
dad."
The restaurant is great. You're great.
Birds.
You're brilliant.
So you see, I
Yours.
can't leave. I can't leave the pub because me and Matrina would.
Could we put Bert in a little bag and take him?
I brought my brother Wheelwell. He doesn't really do anything.
Do you have a restroom?
come closer.
Well, generally
He's
we
up
do.
way outside.
You know, we just generally do just piss and shit off the side because it's a Skyland. You know, it's a
Oh, that's
Skyland.
probably who you were thinking of when you said the Gotch kid who was scared of everything.
Oh, yes,
Sorry, who are
yes.
you?
Okay.
I'm very easily frightened, but people think that I also am hot.
Yeah, you
What?
are.
You're not supposed to say that.
Yeah. Don't say.
The only reason we have the Zephyr is because of Wheelwell. So I'll take a moment and thank Wheelwell for doing a solid.
You brought the Zephyr.
You can't make me.
Yeah.
You will respect Wheelwell.
I can't.
Van, as you look out the window at the Zephyr, you see the Gotch family retainers sort of futzing around with one of the sheets up on the side of the thing. And you see that they're attempting to basically bring in they're attempting to bind the sails before bringing them in up on the side.
Bloody Normans doing. What is that? What are you doing up there? You're a bunch of, you're gonna break the bleeding sails.
See, Van? It's like watching a toddler walk around a sharp coffee table.
Yeah. Oh, and then they want me to fly the ship. I'm going to pilot the ship, but I don't have time. I can't even project my voice loud enough.
You can't train. Captain,
I'm
loyal to the nut.
I am too.
But if you're asking me to come, I look at Bert. I think I've got to go on one last adventure.
The nut needs you.
The nut. I know.
We love the nut.
I love the nut.
Bert, come
You
on.
know I love the nut.
We love the nut.
I love
Like,
the nut.
let her.
I love the nut.
My guy.
You gotta
Gotta
honor
go
the nut.
You can't honor the nut.
He looks at you and says, Penelope, darling, you come from a long line of sailors.
Yeah.
And I know that you were the first chapman to take from the sea to the sky.
I was.
And I know the sky calls to you. I know it does. And I know that we were married. We were wed. But I know that you had the first marriage, which is to the sky. And that means that we're in a group marriage.
Yeah.
And it's non-hierarchical, but the needs of the various partners have to be considered equally.
The sky's calling to me, and I would love you to come. We've always needed a chef. Quite frankly, the ship's biscuits and hardtack and those weird dried fruits that nobody likes gets old pretty quick.
Well, you know what goes great with dry biscuits? Several different aiolis. If you want me to come, darling, I'll come. Or I can stay and take care of the nut. I worry about it. This town needs the nut.
It does. It really ties the town together.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you, whatever you think is right. But I think I do have to go.
All right.
I'll miss you.
I'll miss you too, darling.
Unless you come with me, in which case I'll see you all the time.
Wow.
How about this? I'm going to go. We have some orders piling up.
Great.
I'm going to go do them. And when I'm done with them, if the ship's still here, I'll jump on.
You bring out some of those crispy Brussels sprouts for the table to share.
God. I'll do some crispy Brussels sprouts.
I would love a Brussels sprout.
We also do a quesadilla.
Oh, yeah, that too.
I've
That
never
too.
had that.
That too.
I don't know if any of y'all are saying anything right.
You can get some crispy chicken in the quesadilla.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm crewing the ship. I need you, Bert.
Everyone, the rusty nut is closed until further notice. You see all these sky pirates go, dang, and get up.
Big Nigel,
What's that?
if you want to keep it open as simply a drinking establishment, I don't trust you in the kitchen.
No food, only drinks. Everyone's running a tab, and everyone eats on a system. And you see all these sky
much
pirates
money.
salute.
Fucking so much money.
He's not gonna
It'll be fine,
collect
it'll
any
be fine,
money
it'll be
A
until
fine.
tab on the honor system?
With a bunch of pirates. There's pirates. There's an honor system among pirates. It'll be fine.
You see Bert gets a bunch of cauldrons and greasy things and comes along.
Brussels sprouts, aioli, sweet potato fries. All right, we're ready.
And goes into the kitchen aboard the Zephyr.
Can you make a pizookie?
Oh, a pizookie? We do a personal
It's a
pan
big cookie.
pizookie.
Zuki,
It's a big
that's
cookie shaped like a
pizza
pizza.
cookie?
Yeah, that's right.
When there's pizza
Right.
on a cookie, you
You
can
can
have
get the
pizza
small
in it.
plate version or the large plate version of a pizookie. Yeah.
That's not it.
What?
It's not a pizza on
When
a
there's
cookie.
pizza on the cookie, you can have pizza
on the cookie.
anytime.
Oh, so
All
it's just a really small pizza then.
Yeah, chocolate chip base. Marinara sauce.
I'm not gonna
Mozzarella.
oh my God.
We do gooey chocolate chunk, marinara. We do, and then we do a basil and a burrata.
Everything sounded good until now.
I'm gonna eat the dried fruit.
I have to say, I don't know where we're gonna get the ingredients for this.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
Okay. You jump aboard, and you see the same crew of people.
Right, I'm gonna. All right, two honourable lot line up right now in front of me right now, line up. I ain't never seen a more honourable lot of crew ever once in my life or once in my life. I want these nasty looking floors clean as a whistle. I'm going to eat my Pizookie off of them by the end of the day, I have no doubt.
You see, as soon as you say never seen a worse crew in your life, there's the fifth person in line goes, what? And then they get slapped by one of their
No
colleagues.
crying in the sky, no bloody crying in the sky, all right?
And they drop down and start to scrub the fucking deck. As you look, Bert gets in the kitchen. You look out to each other. You have your notes on the Bangle. However, I think, especially looking at the captain's quarters,
Maybe we're missing someone.
you see, and I think you do see, it's that dog-eared copy of A Strange Foe at Oh No Plateau.
Last good book.
I grab it. Was this her personal copy?
What's that?
Murph, my character hasn't been introduced yet, and I already I'm coming in swinging.
Fighting an uphill battle.
Can I grab that copy and kind of thumb through? It was like my grandma's copy?
Yeah. You thumb through looking at that one.
Do you think we need one more person? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. We need Monty.
Yes, yeah,
we
that'd
totally
be
need
so
Monty.
cool.
It's coming together, but he is the Chipotle Aoki.
Yes, exactly.
I said it correct. On the Pizookie of life.
Disgusting. Yeah, totally. Totally.
Chipotle Aoki on the
Pizookie of life, which we've now learned
gonna
is
write
a
that down.
pizza made on top of a cookie.
On a
And you
chalk.
can get ice cream if you like, but that is,
There's a
whatever
chalk
you like.
little sandwich board, and you see that Bert listens to that and goes, Chipotle Aoki for dinner.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'm, when's the last time I heard like what Monty's up to? I've been reading all of his books and
Me too.
secretly I underline my favorite passages.
So the legendary crew of Comfrey McLeod in a rusty toy shop, hanging out with a life of like fighting goons in the back alleys of Gulch Canyon and serving aiolis at the Rusty Nut. Montgomery has not been in the sky in years because he is one of the world's most successful authors. And I think you would know that he's probably easy to track down because he's sort of a renowned celebrity.
Okay.
Does he have like a book signing
Yeah.
or something that we can try to look up?
Yeah, let's check the bulletin boards for anything about like Montgomery is like doing a meet and greet or.
Do you think he's in Belu?
Yeah.
Oh, Belu is a crazy place. If we go there, we're not leaving.
Wait, what happens in Belnwy?
Yeah.
What's it like? Is it like Pilby but kind of crazier?
It's like an underground city, and everyone you meet, you think they're normal, but then surprise, they're covered in back tattoos and know how to dance.
And they really know how to dance.
Does that explain it for you?
That explains it to a T.
Yeah.
The swinging city of Belnwy in the Great Subterranean Congress, a 18-tiered crystal chandelier shedding light over a vast marble rotunda. You see champagne trickling across the crystals, falling into glasses as servants wheel out on trays. And Belnwy with a fabricated sky of twinkling stars and constellation of gas lamps, the city itself subterranean. You see undershirt-wearing, suspender-clad poets on fire escapes, taking puffs of their cigarettes, playing a moment of saxophone, returning to write their poetry.
Just a moment.
Just a moment of sex.
It's
There
the
it is.
ephemerality
There it
of
is.
it.
There it is.
Absolute mad lads. I don't know who pays them, but it's not enough.
Having docked above, moving through the streets towards the Great Subterranean Congress, you look and see a street corner, a band, stand-up bass, a trumpet player. Music fills the street as people are dancing out here in the promenade. But within that rotunda, as you approach, we see all of the vast and various delegates and senators and representatives of a great and important Congress. And in their number, we see Montgomery Montgomery. Luke, could you please describe your character for us?
Of course. Same physical build as when we saw him earlier. Big, broad shoulders, big chest, a little bit more of a gut than he had in his younger years. His mustache has now grown to connect to his sideburns to complete the arc. His hair has gone completely gray. He now rocks a little bit of the George Jefferson kind of like halo of hair around a bald spot in the center, wearing a three-piece tuxedo with a giant dire boar tusk just hanging in the center of his chest, like a necklace.
You are surrounded by Senator Akabane, Senator DeMarco, and the Lady Greypace. You see the lady, as you're all sort of holding champagne, looks at you and says, "Oh my God, a creature that dangerous. The legend said it was a man-eater. Was it pursuing you? What did you think to do in that moment? Were you even expecting to find it that close to camp?"
These are all good questions. Questions worth asking. But it's these kinds of questions that create assumptions about the great creatures that walk this land with us. The boar bore me no ill will. He sought only food and water for his family. And after some time, I treated with the boar, met that family, walked with them under many suns and many moons. It was a beautiful time, one I remember fondly. He gave me this tusk as it molted, and he grew another. A gift to remember our time together, and I gave him one of mine. It did not grow back.
My God, man, you gave your tooth to a wild boar.
You would have done the same should you have known the life they live, understood them the way that I did. It was my honor to pull my tooth and give it to that boar, and I know he holds on to it to this day.
You see that Senator Akabane turns to Senator DeMarco. "I am withdrawing my vote for the widow's birth legislation. That forest will be maintained. It will be maintained. And I will move there, and I will shed my clothes and become one with the boars. I will live my life as a boar.
Senator.
I am a piggy."
That's all right. That's all right. You are. You are. We all are.
I don't want to hurt the boar.
Good. That's right. That's right. The boar is worth protecting, as are you. So please take clothes with you.
Okay, I do that. You see that Senator DeMarco says, "Akabane, don't you think?" He says, "Enough! Those Eisengeist ghouls can try to strip every last square inch of their confederated imperial republic, mine all the widow's breath, and choke the world in green smog. But that forest will remain pure. I will kill this legislation dead." I want to say I've been a member of the La Montgomery Cog Scout Club for many years. I got myself a subscription. My child obviously joined first, and then I wanted copies for myself, and I really appreciate you. I'm an enormous
We
fan.
welcome all ages. There is no age limit on the Montgomery Cog Scout Club.
Thank you. And as you see, he walks away. You see that Senator DeMarco looks at you, sort of furrows his eyes. Touching story, Mr. La Montgomery. I wonder if that boar has any idea about the true cost of progress.
He does not. It is the weight of man to carry an understanding of what it takes to move human society forward. But I beg that you ask the question, that cost, the world bears it,
But at some point, the world comes and will ask you to pay in kind.
See, he turns and storms off. The Lady Greypace smiles, and she puts a hand on your arm and says, I don't think this night could have gone any better. We owe you everything, Monty.
I appreciate the invitation. It was an honor just to speak and meet these people.
And I think you feel a tug on your coat as the lady says, there are a few other people we should talk to. And I think, and feeling a tug on your coat, I think you turn around and whoever's here is here.
I think I have a copy of Naughty No Good Nicks at Nolly Pond, and I say, Mr. Montgomery, will you sign a copy of my favorite book?
No. God damn.
They're great books, man.
Oh.
Surprise!
So soft, so absorbent, the paper.
What's that supposed to mean, man? Ah, good to see you. Junker.
Okay, Monty, you've got a pretty big fan here, and then a kind of lukewarm one.
That's you. I'm Maxwell Gotch. You are the author.
Oh, the Gotch family.
The Gotch family,
An
of course.
absolute pleasure to meet you.
I think you might have known my grandfather. You are the author of 3 or 4 of my favorite books.
Maxwell, why don't you get drinks for everybody here? Why didn't that be such a good idea?
I'll take 2 champagnes.
Me?
Yeah.
We'll
Hey,
take
there's-
2 champagne.
You might have to track him down or something.
Yeah, could you track down champagne?
See,
No.
What's your morning routine like?
What? It's Montgomery Montgomery. Absolute pleasure. Nice to meet you.
This is...
My name is Alethra.
Alethra.
McLeod.
Oh.
Comfrey McLeod is my grandma.
Yes, of course. The
I'm...
Montgomery Cog Scout 01714.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
a Pilgrim
exactly.
mantis 6 years ago that I added to my collection. A near perfect specimen.
I'm so glad that you liked it. It was honestly pretty hard to find.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, it's so great to me. I really thought I was gonna be cool, actually. But I read all your books. They're each one better than the last.
Well, it's absolutely unnecessary that you be cool. In fact, for your physical health, it is important that you stay warm.
Wow.
I can't with it.
Got away with words.
I'm just standing behind him.
Okay. I think Alethra faints.
you see, Wheelwell goes, no.
What? Jump
Wheelwell
scare.
faints.
Will, I asked for champagne. Where are you on that?
Maxwell, I'm gonna need 10 on the champagne.
He's so solid. He was gonna get a champagne. How nice of that. He's my older brother.
I actually think he's pretty liquid. He's a pretty liquid lad.
Can I make a medicine check on Alethra?
Yeah, I think you can move off with Alethra.
Will.
Wow.
23.
23!
I love you. Oh my God.
Did you save me? You just saved me!
I don't believe I saved you. You fainted out of a bit of shock, which is perfectly normal.
This is so cool. This is so cool. I love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart.
And I'm sure in time I will come to admire you. How are you two? It's been some time. Are you still in Pilby?
I'm still, well, until now, I've been in
Are you
Pilby.
still running with a pack of coyotes?
It's been a minute. That was just sort of a phase.
Okay, that was a
It
phase.
was sort of a mourning period of I don't want to talk about it right now.
Well, it was very public. We all know you got divorced.
Yeah, that's how I handled it, and I'm actually normal now.
I think that's healthy.
Yeah.
Incredible. What about you?
Sort of haunted by a tragedy in my life in which I lost my ship, my crew, and I was exiled from the sky. And so the only thing that animates me is a fleeting dream of revenge.
Oh, how about this? I'm gonna grab a piece of champagne, or like a glass of champagne, and toss it in the air in front of you.
And then I drink in all the shattered champagne.
There
and
she is. There
There it is. All right. Well, there's still a little bit of junker in there.
Okay.
Think, Maxwell, you watch this from these older legends, and you're like, oh, this is rowdy. This is what...
You want to run with us? You want to run with us? Learn how to swallow glass.
Very well.
Yeah.
You gotta start with little bits of glass.
Small parts.
And then raise it.
I think I can handle a medium amount of
All
glass.
right, okay.
I would like to eat a medium amount of
What? You say so.
And Van, how's Bert?
Immediately bleeding.
Oh, he's such a good lad. He's here.
Oh,
He's here.
incredible.
Yeah, no, he's come
I haven't
with.
seen him since the wedding, so it would be great to catch up.
Yeah. I wish you could have come. You know?
Yeah,
We would have loved to see you. But it's okay, we're all here now, eh?
I mean, Bert's here. You guys can just recreate it for us.
That's true, and you are a captain.
Yeah, that's true. I've actually married quite a few people.
And some of them to other people.
Yeah.
But actually, Mr. La Montgomery,
Yes.
We actually are approaching you because the Gotches are actually sponsoring another adventure. And
Well, I'll
hoping-
stop you there.
All right.
I've been asked many times. I am no longer a wind rider. Those days are
She
behind
found
me.
Zood, Monty. She found Zood. And she's stuck there. Nobody else can do it, Monty. It's got to be us.
Think of what kind of book that would be, huh?
Yeah. I don't know if you have your next book figured out, because I think I've read up to where we lived.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I've got one that's a rough draft that's one past that, but it's
Past when we lived?
well, past our last adventure. You know, I just kind of made up one out of whole cloth, and it's
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read that.
yeah, it's not great. She found Sue.
She found Zood.
She sounded okay. She sounded really scared. Can I have like a transcript or something of it that I've written down, or like
Yeah.
just like kind of the bullet points? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Some of it's total gibberish. We don't even know when this was recorded.
These locations we haven't heard of.
The math is tight, though.
You think we could get there?
I think I can take you all someplace that is a rare opportunity to see something that most people have not seen.
True wild space.
Give me a survival check.
You got it. That is a 28.
28.
It's what we do, baby.
It's what we do, baby.
Yes. We really still have it.
You listen to it. There's a piece in the sort of transcript of hearing this looped recording that Professor McLeod says, broadcasting from the 7th sub-Vim parallel. You think, as you listen to that, because it's not a term you've ever heard before, but you listen 7th parallel, and I think you go, whatever Zood is, it doesn't have a magnetic north. Something truly amazing is out there.
A shotgun and pack or a coat check. Let's go.
I'm your brother. Callum did not get the champagne.
No, tell him to bring the champagne and bring it on the ship.
He's pretty hurt. The medium piece of glass is just in the roof of my mouth.
Junko,
so-
is it the Kingfisher? I mean, she's gone.
The Kingfisher is no more, but it is the Zephyr.
No.
The Gotchas have secured the Zephyr.
Oh, god damn.
She's just as gorgeous as ever, Max.
Come on aboard. Come on aboard.
Yeah, the party's gone.
As you go to
We're
coach,
fucking done.
as you go to coach check, you see that the Lady Greypace comes over and also has Harry Erg, your publisher.
Yes.
And you see Harry walks up and says, "All right, you're doing great at this party, buddy. I gotta tell you that right now. Listen, I took a look at the other draft, and I think, it's just that the first and last act are a little dry."
Harry, it's done. It's done. Put it down. Put it away. We're doing something miraculous.
We're going back. We're gonna do a reboot. We're gonna write all the books again.
No, I don't want to do the reboot.
You're gonna write all the books.
We're gonna write all the books.
No, I know. We talked about that.
Come on, Monty.
How do you reboot?
What are you
a
gonna
book?
call them? Rebooks?
You would be
Rebooks?
We were just going to use, use more modern language, the kind of stuff that maybe change a few of the themes.
Put in a little, put a little more
that'd be so
tits.
fun.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
Put in a little more. What's
that?
See, Daisuke just wrestles your publisher to the ground.
Whoa,
What's wrong with a little more tits?
Listen, I don't like what you're doing right now, and I'm gonna send you down this slide.
Help me!
shoots down a champagne slide. At the bottom, you see some Gatsby-esque figure. It goes, I guess the slide's open, swimsuits. And you see that Lady Greypace looks and says, Monty, are you
The things we could find, the stories we could tell. We wouldn't need to attend a single gala or two. If this place is what we always believed it was, it will change the world.
See, she leans over, takes your hands, gives you a kiss on your cheek. Come back home, Monty. I don't know what world you're headed to, but this one needs you.
And if you're looking for any cookbooks, my husband Bert has some beautiful recipes.
It's all aiolis.
It's a lot of aiolis. Oops, all aiolis.
And aokis.
And aokis, yeah, which is the
beautiful
difference.
singing voice.
You see, Bert looks out and says, I can make a Pazuki aoki or I can sing you. A dealer's choice.
Bert's so solid.
Difficult to write a book about.
Come on, I want to see the Zephyr.
You guys head out.
Will.
We see Will.
Leave me for dead.
I'm gonna leave you at a party to die, Will. You're my
You guys head to the Zephyr,
Man.
and you get up.
See the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember?
Oh, this bit right here.
Oh.
That's when I shot my gun straight and through the air because I got scared.
Yeah, you got scared
Which rarely happens.
easily.
I remember it clear as day.
As you stand on the deck all together, Monty, Van, Maria, Daisuke, Max, you're finally not on the ground anymore. Elethra, your grandmother's ship. She's out there somewhere.
Come on, Max, touch it.
All right.
You touch the ship. You look at the inscription. It's the Zephyr, Cloudward Ho. And as you all share this moment, spotlights.
This is Lord Kensington Cosgrove Murdershire. I'll thank you for the return of that vessel. And that's all for this episode of Dimension 20, Cloudward Ho. We'll see you next week, baby.
Well. Young Master Gotch. I don't believe we've had the pleasure.
I can't fly the ship. You must fly the ship.
All right, Junker.
Someone needs to fly the ship.
Junker, I cannot fly the ship.
Poisoned meat.
Lived a long life. And I'm happy for it to be over, but depending on what you say next.
We enter combat.
All right, what the bloody hell do you think you're doing? Get to those guns and get those wasps out of the air.
We've got to reverse the dynamic flow from the geodesic dome.
The mech closes over you.
Okay.
14.
14 hits.
Yes.
What you sniffing on, boy?
Call off your rowdies. Call off your ships.
The documents! We've been beaten to the punch! 17 points of damage to you.
I'm down.
You're down?
What?
There's only one way things that are really bad can get really good, and that's by doing them really good.
Just like his first few books.
What's your problem, man?